are the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New Yorkers. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts just like winter. New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K-S.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
All right, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast. Fantasy draft is starting in 5 seconds. We really cut this one to the wire. Thank you for joining me, Martin.
Another year. This is what, the third or fourth I think we've done.
It's becoming an annual tradition. So,
Yep.
Appreciate you.
No, it should be fun. I'm ready for basketball. Almost.
Well, it's starting quick. It's coming up soon.
Yep. This week, right?
Yeah.
We're opening up.
Knicks are opening night on Monday.
Crazy.
Yeah, it came up fast.
And then the Christmas Day games. It's going to come quick.
They got this.
All right. Did you start the live stream?
Yes, I started the live stream. So we got Jokic as the first pick.
Well, that'll be interesting because I don't know how good they're going to be.
Every year they lose a key bench piece, and I feel like it's going to catch up to them at some point.
Yep. Well, there you go. The volume's better there, by the way.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It seems my mic's a little quiet. That's what I wanted, is technical difficulties.
Yeah. Well, you got to have where are you drafting?
I am nominating fourth. So.
Okay. All right. Your mic is now a little choppy.
Okay. I was
Now it's
wait.
static.
Almost there. Yeah. We're getting there though. Wait. This is what everybody wants to hear. Okay.
This is good radio.
Okay, now I think it's working properly.
Yep. I'll turn you down now.
Good.
There we go.
All right. Good. Sorry about the first 2 minutes of the episode, folks. But if you are
It's
a listener for the
smooth
last
as-
15 years, you're used to this.
Yes. So let me see. I'll go to Twitch, I guess.
Twitch.tv/crumpledbacon or youtube.com/nyknickspodcast. Jokic went for 73. Embiid went for 52. I'm not taking any chances with Embiid.
No way. He doesn't play enough.
Yeah.
I would him and Memphis guy. No way. He's a suspension waiting to happen.
Ja.
Ja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ja's. I mean, I don't think Ja's is injury prone, but you don't know if he's going to.
No, he's trouble prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul George is nominated. Somebody is going for my strategy of nominating injury-prone players first.
I actually, Paul George, I'm another Philly player, but he stinks too. He's another one. Every year I'm the same. Oh, there we go. There's the video.
32. I mean, that if he's healthy, that's good. But like some of these players, you just never know anymore. I'm not taking.
I don't know. Philly's such a weird team.
They are.
I mean, they're a playoff team, sure, but
yeah. I mean, on paper,
know.
they're really good. On paper, like
an injured Knicks team beat them.
yeah.
I mean, they were injured too. But speaking of Hartenstein, down, out for till December, January.
Yeah. Fractured his finger.
Yep.
So we got. I nominated Wemby.
Well, not an injured player, although looks like he could be one.
I mean, yeah. With his
right, like his build.
His build is definitely a risk, but so far he's proven to be healthy. So, we'll
he's.
see.
I mean, he's probably the best fantasy choice there is, but he's going to cost a pretty penny.
Well, he's the number one nominated guy, and the average.
What's the cost per stat? Right, like he's going to go for a lot of money.
The average has been 82, and he's up to
82,
and he's up to 82 right now. So, if you don't have an auction style works, you start with $200, and there's 13 players to draft.
Yeah, you're going to burn what 40% of your money on him. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a risk. So $82 went to Lone Rangers. So good. Better pray he doesn't roll an ankle.
Yep. I mean, he's got a better point guard to throw to him now. If he stays healthy, that's another one.
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. I mean, he averaged a good amount of assists last season, but you never know with him.
So does anyone ever nominate a scrub early, or it's all good guys? Because it doesn't matter. You're just bidding anyway.
Yeah,
right?
but I did once a couple years back, and nobody else bid on him, and so I wasted a roster spot. And then at the end of the draft,
Oh, because if you nominate and no one bids, you get stuck with that guy?
you pay $1. Yeah, you nominate for a buck.
Well, it's $1, but you waste a spot.
Right. And there was like 3 guys I wanted at the end of the draft, and I had the scrub with that spot. I mean, he wasn't like a total scrub, but he wasn't as good as some guys I wanted.
I got you.
So
I mean,
it was frustrating.
this is an interesting team too because they have. It depends on what Klay Thompson is, right? Like,
Yeah, so Luka just got nominated. He's up to $69.
I mean, he didn't have a good preseason, but
Yeah,
I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't get worried about preseason.
No, I don't either. But 0 for 8. I mean, the guy is supposed to be a shooter. You think he hit one?
My
in that
issue
one game.
now is with the NBA. The teams completely change every year. It's so much harder to draft because it's like, how are these guys going to mesh? Like
How they're going to fit?
Some of the
Yeah.
teams you don't even know what the hell the lineup is going to be.
Nope. All right, what's next here?
Last year he traded Wemby for Kessler and LeVert. Did that really happen?
No.
Well,
At what point in the season?
I don't know, but I'm going to call that a bad trade. So Luka went for 71.
Yeah. Well, how much did Jokic go for? 73. So pretty similar. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
They're very similar in the stuff they give you.
Trae Young, I mean,
Oh God. Ugh.
yeah,
That's
but
another weird team.
without Murray there, Trae Young's probably going to put up some
Get
numbers.
a lot. Yeah. I mean, he's going to do the bulk of the scoring, right?
I mean, you're going to win points. I don't know. You're probably going to punt field goal percentage and maybe even turnovers, but
Turnovers.
you're going to get
he's
a lot
turnover
of
waiting.
He'll probably get 2,000 points this season.
You get some threes too, right? Threes is a stat.
Yep. And there's no
Yeah, so
there's field goal percentage, but there's no 3-point percentage. So
it's made, right?
it's
Or
what?
is it not made? 3 points made? Or
Yes,
no?
3
Is that
points
not-
made. So
Yeah. Well, that's important.
So last season, there was 3 teams that pulled way ahead of the rest of the pack, and I was in one of those 3 teams. And then in the first round of the playoffs, 6 guys got like fluke injuries. So I made it out of the first round, but second round I got stomped because I had like half a team.
So here's the problem with SGA.
Yeah.
That team has so many guys.
OKC,
don't know.
yeah.
I mean, he's great, but I just don't know if he's going to get as much as the Jokic's and the,
Trey went
Doncic's of the world.
Trey went for 46. Shea, I think, is still going to be the focal point, even though that team is super deep.
Yep.
I think he's going to put up a lot of numbers. He does get a little dinged. I mean, he's probably going to play somewhere in the 60s as games.
He doesn't have to play all the games. They're so stacked.
Oh yeah. I'm just talking from like a fantasy perspective, but yeah,
Right,
they
yeah.
should. They'll probably finish first in the conference.
Yep.
I mean, they were a really, really good team and added Caruso and Ihart. So it's,
They kind of should have made the finals. They kind of shit the bed, honestly.
yeah, I mean,
I thought they had more talent than I think the teams they were playing.
super young team.
I think Anthony Edwards is going to be interesting. He probably will go next or soon.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's he wasn't like he's 11th, ranked 11th according to Yahoo, but
I think he's going to have a killer year.
I would rank him ahead of a couple of the guys that were ranked ahead of him. So Shea went
Yeah.
for 65, and the first Nick in the Knicks League fantasy draft is
Oh,
Brunson.
Rick Brunson's son. I guess. I guess Dante DiVincenzo is not happy about this. I don't know.
Nobody's happy about it. I want Dante back.
I do too, but I'm not a cat guy. But we got to live with him.
Yeah, I'm not either, but I have to be now. So it's not like he's a bad player. I'm really worried about that contract with
I
his
still think
injury
he's a
history.
New York player.
You only need him to be healthy for a playoff run, so we'll see.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's built for New York.
Brunson's up to 44. I think he's going to go for 44. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad
it.
value.
No, I mean, he's going to get you points, assists. He'll get you some steals.
Projected 38, average 37. I still think these averages are skewed because there's a lot of smaller leagues. There's like...
Well, does it depend on the cap? Like, can you set the cap? Like,
No.
It could be more than
No matter how many
200?
teams, the cap is 200, but you have 8-team leagues, so
Right.
I think that throws things off.
There's another injury waiting to happen.
Good Anthony Davis. Good players are at a premium in the deeper leagues because
I will say he should have a monster year because they have nobody else besides LeBron. Oh
Yes.
wait, Bronny had 17 last night, so he's going to be awesome. Oh wait, he was minus 37. Oops.
ESPN actually wrote who's going to be better this year, the Lakers or the Knicks. Like,
Oh, come on,
the
man.
Lakers aren't even going to make the play-in tournament.
The Knicks would have to have like 2 or 3 major injuries for them to be worse than the Lakers.
I even think
Somehow the Lakers may win some games because they have,
they'll win some
all-time
games.
players.
I'm not even going to say this is the year LeBron falls off because
They're not the worst team in LA. I'll say that.
Oh, the Clippers are so bad.
Well, especially without Kawhi.
Kawhi
Forget it.
out indefinitely. Anthony Davis went for 56, and now we got Steph Curry.
Still good.
Yeah.
Probably will get more stuff because now that Clay's gone.
I have no idea what Golden State's going to look like this year. They had so much
They're a
turnover.
playing team, probably, right?
I think they're a playing team. It's just like after Steph, I don't even know who's going to. Like Wiggins seems to have fallen off a cliff.
Wiggins had a bad year last year.
real bad. Like, is he even going to rebound? And
Yeah, I mean, the rookie guy had a good year last year.
Podzminski, or...
Yeah, Baczynski. Whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still got to get back into this stuff, but he was good.
yeah, Kuminga
But
looked like he had a much better year.
Kuminga was up and down.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's just they went
They're a
from
weird team.
They went for real quick from like a dynasty to playing team. Like
They got old.
they got
They
old.
did get old.
Well, they got old, and they thought Moody and Kuminga were gonna like be the
Be the
new
replacements.
Yeah, and they just never did. And also, Wiggins wasn't supposed to fall off a cliff like that.
Nope.
Steph went for 50.
And I think some injuries really hurt them. The volatile nature of Draymond is a problem.
I mean, he literally tanked the season. I think if he doesn't punch Poole, like that could have been a championship team.
That really fucks some shit up.
Yeah.
This is still the best team in the East, in my opinion.
Tatum just went up. Yeah, I mean, they are the best team in the East, but the Knicks close the gap a lot and can take them in the playoffs.
Well, they open with them again, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you're relying on Porzingis Horford front court, which worked last season, but I wouldn't bank on that working again.
Well, when does Porzingis even come back? He's not going to be back day one.
And can Horford stay healthy at 37, 38?
He's old.
Yeah.
He's getting old. But they've got so many other good pieces.
Yeah, but
And
they're
a good
putting
coach.
Yeah, but their backup big men are like
Yeah,
Omar, what do they got? Spellman or who's the guy that was on the Knicks like 8 years ago?
Yeah.
They're
It's not.
it's
yeah.
thin. It's thin. So it looks like he's.
I think they're going to be angry, though, the way Tatum was treated in the Olympics. I think he was treated like a bag of shit, to be honest.
Yeah. You think you win a championship, you'd not be
Get a little
riding the
more run?
bench. Yeah.
Brown didn't even make it. So,
Mm-hmm. That's what you
I
need
think-
is to give them a chip on the shoulder.
yeah, well, they have something to play for now.
Yeah.
So,
Tatum went for
There's that.
56. So this draft plays out for me like it does with poker, where I fold a lot in the beginning to try and wait for a good hand, and then I get bored and go in like 10 hands in a row, and it's the way I usually draft too. I'll get like 5 out of the next 10 guys once I start getting antsy.
So I think this team should have a comeback year. I think another year with
Giannis, the Bucks. No, I don't think they're going to.
No, you don't think so? I think another year under the belt may work with this same group. Might be all right.
I think Middleton is nearing the end of his career. Brooke
He's
Lopez
getting
is
a
old.
little old.
and we probably already saw peak Dame. So I think this is.
Do you think we did?
Yeah,
with them?
I do.
I think he had a rough start.
He had a rough start, but I also think he's 34. Like,
Yeah.
he's past his peak. Giannis went
How
for
much did he?
57. Durant. Phoenix is another team that.
I think they're going to be good.
Do you?
I love the coach.
Okay. Do you love the
I like
players?
Coach Bud.
Do you love the players?
I don't, but I like the coach with the players. I think, he's got a ring. That I think they're going to trust him. I think he had a really kind of a sour deal at the end of Milwaukee, and look how much Milwaukee fell off. I don't think it's always the coach, but I think it's the talent. But no, I don't like Durant. I hate him. I think he's a weirdo. I think he's more on the spectrum than the old Philadelphia building. He's weird, and he's very temperamental, but he's a great player.
He is.
Booker's great.
Who's
I think Booker's the guy to go get if I was going to get a Phoenix guy. But
yeah, I'm
me.
just speaking of guys that are probably way past their prime. Beal taking up like a third of their cap.
Yeah, and he's another not available type guy.
Yeah,
always out of the lineup.
KD went for 43. He played
That's
70
low for him.
He played 75 games last season, which we hadn't seen that in years. That was definitely a resurgent season for him.
He had a good year.
He had
a lot
very
of
good
miles.
Year. He had a very good year. Yeah, well, he's what, 36?
Yeah, and he came out at 18.
Okay, we're doing a string of Phoenix players, I guess. Booker is up.
Well, someone heard me on Booker, I guess. But this is the guy. He's the best player on that team, in my mind, at this point.
Yeah, I thought his defense was going to be such a detriment that he was going to be one of those, like, almost unplayable because he's so bad on defense, but he picked it up enough. He picked it up enough to be, not such a liability, and his offense got so good it was just, he's a really good player. He's got the Kardashian curse, so Phoenix is going nowhere.
Oh,
and any player who's dated a Kardashian or a Jenner has.
Speaking of Kardashian, this is a little off topic, but I saw a clip today, like when you're on Facebook or TikTok, whatever, you get a clip. It was from Parks and Rec. It was an outtake, and they were talking about comebacks, and it's like, this guy made a comeback, and that guy made a comeback, and then Chris Pratt goes, I think it's Chris.
Oh
Pratt,
yeah, I saw that.
He goes, yeah, Kim Kardashian had a comeback. She had come on her back or something. All right, we're getting dirty.
They're like, that wasn't in the script.
Here's Anthony Edwards.
So Booker went for 44. Yeah, so a lot of these players, a lot of the all-stars, but not like the superstars, are going to go in the mid-40s. Edwards immediately goes up to $41.
Now, here's the funny thing. Does Randall get you more stuff now or less stuff if he was a Knick versus if he was a T-Wolf?
You mean stat-wise or in this league?
Yeah, fantasy-wise.
Fantasy-wise.
And I say the same thing about Cat, right?
Yeah. That's a good question. I think he might give you even more on Minnesota because
he's going to start, right? And he's going to be
he's got to start. I mean,
but what option is he? 2 or 3? Would you say? We know Edwards is 1.
Yeah, I think he's the second option.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Gobert doesn't really have much of an offense, and Conley's more of a passer.
He's getting a little too.
I just think with the Knicks, Brunson's clearly the first option, and you still have Bridges and OG. I think it's close, but I think he's going to put up better numbers in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The problem is his 3-point percentage. If he shot 3 percentage points better on threes, he would be such a deadly player.
Yep.
I don't think he had fluke injuries. I don't think he's a injury prone player. I think he's been an unlucky player.
It's the best team he's ever going to be on, at least in his career.
Oh, now that he's not on the Knicks, yeah.
Yeah.
So Edwards went for 55. I think that's the last player we'll see in the 50s.
Here's Sabonis.
Sabonis played all 82 games last season.
That's a big key, right?
Well, then he got injured in the playoffs for me, so that was fun.
Well, yeah. Now the playoffs is still part of the regular season, though, right? In fantasy, or no?
Oh yeah, no, I guess he didn't. He might have been one of my few healthy players then. Yeah, if he played all 82 games, he was healthy for the. I just assumed everybody I drafted got injured.
Ah,
44 for
44.
Sabonis. Here's Beal, so we got the Phoenix trio out of the way.
yeah, I'm not a big Beal guy. I think we bashed him last year. By the way, before I forget, how do you not have Friday Night Knicks in your little montage in the beginning? You have to have a little piece of that.
That
Come
song
on
is
now.
that song is a curse.
It's awful. They need to stop it. Just like Spike Lee. They need to stop that too.
Beal only went for 20.
Yeah, I mean, he's just points and nothing else if he plays.
Yeah. I'm going to nominate my all-time favorite player, James Harden.
Ugh.
Get him out of here.
Well, to be fair, he's going to get a lot of stats because he's the only guy.
Yes, he's gonna put up an insane amount of points. You're probably gonna punt field goal percentage and turnovers.
Yeah.
I don't mind punting turnovers. I'd rather not punt field goal percentage. Although you're probably gonna win free throw percentage if you draft him.
Well, because he's going to draw all those bullshit fouls.
Yeah, although they seem to have been calling those a little less lately, and his game dropped off as soon as they stopped calling those.
Yeah.
So he went for 42.
Yeah.
You know, this is the last season for the podcast, right?
No.
Yeah.
Hanging it up?
Hanging it up. So the pressure's on the Knicks to win it all.
Is this the first time we've announced this? Or
We announced it
this?
last episode, but that was like 3 days ago.
Oh, no. Well, we're replacing with the horror? Is that what we're doing?
Horror podcast is starting soon, but that's not the reason, because that's I'm doing that with other people. But yeah, Mark just wants to spend more time with his family, and it's becoming increasingly harder to just schedule podcasts. And
Gotcha.
15 is a nice round number, and we always said we'd end if the Knicks win, and they're going to win this year, so it'll be a perfect ending.
Here's the WWE superstar, Tyrese Halliburton.
They let anybody into the WWE. The Costco
Oh, it
guys
was
were
him.
in there last
It was him and Brunson.
him,
they were-
Brunson, and the Costco guys.
Yes.
Halliburton going for 53. Holy crap.
I mean, this should be his peak now, right? Like, you think about it.
It should.
Although, he had a bad second half.
It's just weird seeing him go for that much more than guys like Sabonis and Booker.
Yeah. Well, someone must have liked him.
Yeah, 55. The bidding's still going. Jesus, 56.
Wow.
Okay. So some people
I
really
guess. I mean, Indiana should be good. I don't know if they're going to go as deep as they did last year.
They
but
won't. They won't. They got so lucky with injuries. I mean,
They caught the Knicks at a very weak moment.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks still almost beat them.
yeah, the Knicks almost beat him with 6 injured guys. Like, come on.
They were playing like guys that were literally on the bench all year.
Yeah, I mean
You were giving Precious Achua major minutes.
they got swept in the next round, and
Yeah.
they were clearly like not up to that level.
Well, we knew the Celtics were going to run them over.
Yeah. I was like, I almost overestimated the Pacers. I thought they were going to at least get gentlemen swept.
Yeah.
It was just
All right,
a
here's
drama.
Chet. All I
Chet.
know is if we have to see that damn commercial over and over again, ugh.
How about Chet missing his whole first year and then playing all 82 games?
I mean,
It's impressive.
that is impressive. That's not normal.
I thought with his build again, like he'd be more injury
Well, we did
prone.
think he was going to be awesome. I mean, that was
I thought he was
his
going to be
first-
good. I didn't think he was going to be like borderline
This good?
all-star like right
No,
away.
I thought he was going to be this good. It doesn't surprise me. He was good coming out,
Mm-hmm.
but wait for Cooper Flag next year. Oh my God!
Oh,
I
yeah?
think he's going to be really good.
I'm not into
Yep.
college, so I don't know. That's the guy to keep track
That's
of.
going to be the number one pick. He's playing for Duke this year, so
Okay.
but. And there's a chance that a good team may get him because I was reading some article the other day that if the Clippers are really bad or somewhere where the Clippers are basically screwed and they may have to give up their pick. So,
If the Clippers have to give up their pick after being this bad, that's going to be so funny.
but they have the most toilets in the NBA. Cat, here we go, our second Nick.
So Chet went for 43. We got Cat immediately up to 35. I guess he's going to go for 40 something.
Now, the normal disclaimer every year is this is a Knicks league, right? So Knicks go for more than they normally would go for in another league, right?
Yes. So projected 32, average 36.5. So far he's only at 37. That's average. We'll see if he goes into the 40s, but
Well, Knicks fans are very skeptical of this player. Let's be real.
yeah, this is like we will embrace you but tentatively.
Yeah. Like, we're not going to boo you yet, but there's going to be a quick trigger on the booing.
Yes, exactly. You get the benefit of the doubt, but for like 2 weeks.
Yep.
So he went for $39.
Yeah, the first moment he does something stupid or lazy, he's going to get it.
Yeah.
Not only from the fans, but probably from the coach.
Probably.
Which I can't believe they're paired up again. That's the most bizarre thing about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, another Nick.
OG. Projected 12.
That's a stay away, man.
Projected 12, average 8. He's up to 16 already. I love the Knicks league. It's
This is an injury waiting to happen too.
every Knicks player just goes for so much more. So he's up to
Yeah.
he went for 17.
I mean, the record with him was insane. He's going to get you rebounds, going to get you defensive stats.
Yeah.
And field goal percentage, I guess, is pretty good, right? Because he doesn't shoot crazy shots, but
Yeah, he's a very good 3-point shooter. I'm worried about him playing
yep.
less than, 65 games.
I actually like LaMelo Ball if he stays healthy
Yeah.
because they suck and he's their guy.
Oh, he's going to put up
But-
crazy numbers when he's healthy, but he also played 22 games last season.
Yeah. So here's the 4-year-old pervert joke of the night. I like both balls. There you go.
Yeah, how about Lonzo after a 2.5-year absence?
Layoff?
He's back.
Yeah.
He's back. I think that surprised everybody. I thought he was done. And he looked
Too
decent.
much money to be made.
He played like one preseason game, but he looked decent. So
The Bulls are going to be bad too.
they're going to be bad. They're not going to be like. There's not a lot of like.
They're not going to be Charlotte bad. They're not going to be
Right.
Portland bad.
There's not a lot of like terrible teams.
Portland's pretty fucking bad.
Yes, Portland, Washington, Charlotte,
Washington, yep.
maybe
Clippers.
Clippers, but like there's not.
Utah.
Maybe Utah, but a few years back there was like a third of the league was really bad. Now it's just
Detroit.
a couple teams. I forgot about Detroit. Detroit seems to always be bad, no matter how many top 5 players they draft.
Yep. But the thing about Detroit is there's 1 or 2 guys that will be fantasy good.
That's the thing, yeah. But see, last year I targeted a lot of guys on bad teams.
Because someone's got to do something.
Somebody's got to do something, but this year there was so much turnover. I don't know who that guy is going to be. So
Yeah.
it was a lot tougher.
Right.
LaMelo went for 42, which is it's fair.
Can you imagine someone nominated Bronny just on accident? That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Oops.
LeBron up to 31. This guy is he just never gets old. It's weird.
No. Well, I think he's got some, certain medicine like Kobe used to have where you go to Germany and get some treatments.
I mean, I have my theories on that too. But even so, like a lot of the players who do that, like it didn't work for Wade. He was like injury prone at the end.
True.
He usually catches up for you. Like even if he's on a crazy amount of steroids, usually your body falls apart at some point.
By the way, IQ. This is another weird team. Toronto.
Toronto's not going to be good.
Which ex-Nick is going
Yeah.
to get the stuff? Barrett had a good ending.
He did.
He had a good finish to the season.
He
they're
played-
not going to be good, but you know what? They're going to probably surprise people. Not, they could be they could be a play-in team, maybe.
Barrett put up numbers where I'm like, where was this for like 5 years? Like, how?
I feel like he does that every year. Like he goes on these little runs. Like, oh wait, RJ Barrett's an amazing player,
Yeah,
and then he's not.
but it was extended in Toronto. Like it was
Yeah.
like half a season, whereas in New York it was like a month, and you're like, oh, he finally like figured it out, and then
That and the not the Olympics, but the World Cup or whatever. He had like a good like World Cup or something.
yeah.
But
So LeBron
Yeah.
went for 32. IQ's up to 28. So I put in a bid for IQ. I'm starting
I like
to dip my
IQ.
toes into the.
I actually miss him as a Nick. I thought he was a good Nick.
He was a good Nick. He just wasn't.
But you got to give up something to get something.
Yeah, I mean, would I take him over Brunson? No. So it
No,
and he's getting starter money, so you couldn't
No.
keep both.
half casualty.
So yeah, he went for 28, and we are waiting for the next nominee. The highest ranked player still on the board is Donovan Mitchell at 14.
The former Nick that wasn't a former Nick.
Yes.
That's what I call him. Surprised he hasn't been in any Met games lately. You would think he would be at these games.
25 guys have been nominated, but not the number 14 ranked guy.
So I think this team could be really good this year.
Really? Houston, Fred VanVleet.
I do. They were super young. They're still super young.
They have been, I think, doing a good job at drafting.
Yeah. And just rebuilding. Their rebuild has been really good.
Yeah, they did it pretty fast, too. They only bottomed out for a couple years.
Yep.
I mean, Detroit's bottomed out for like a decade.
Washington.
Washington, oh my God, they went all in on just.
They don't know how to draft.
But also they just went all in on like Poole and Kuzma.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I know you got to
Kuzma.
pay somebody, but
One of my favorite fantasy casualties from 2 years or 3 years ago. You accidentally picked him.
yep.
Şengün, another Houston guy.
He was a guy. He was one of my playoff injured guys.
Well, that sucked because he was putting up numbers.
He was kicking
He
ass.
was filling every box.
Yeah, he was kicking ass. He was like,
He's a great player.
and he went under the radar. I drafted him at a steal. I think I paid under $20.
Yeah, you
for
can't
him.
steal him this year.
No, he's Van Fleet went for 32. We're at the range where I'm bidding, at least. I still have no players, but I'm bidding.
Can everybody else see that you're bidding? I guess they can, right?
Yes, they can see. Like I just bid 27 on a Sengun.
Okay, it's on the left side of the screen.
Yeah. But he's up to 33. Yeah, it's hard to see where I had him. They have all these like pre-draft, like,
Rankings.
yeah, well, like pre-draft salaries. I set all the salaries and I can't find where they are.
Oh.
So like, did I just waste hours like putting salaries?
Yeah,
for
are they on
everything?
like a different tab?
I see it like on the nomination screen, but when they go up for nomination, if they're not on like the, the like the 15 guys that are on my screen, I'd have to scroll down to see what my ranking is. Sengun went for 34. I have to start getting players now. Well, one team has 4 players already.
Maxey. He was very good in the playoffs, I have to say.
He's like the one guy in Philly I don't hate.
He's a constant. I mean, he's the only one that actually is consistent. He
Well,
plays.
He's also just
always
not.
there.
He's not dirty.
He's not a dick.
Yeah, he's just good. Like he wasn't
Yeah.
trying to take players out. He was just kicking everybody's ass. Like
Yep.
I respect him. I don't respect Embiid. I respect
No.
Maxey.
I don't respect Paul George either.
Yeah, I'm like Paul George.
Playoff P.
I'm Paul George agnostic.
Nah, I'm not.
I
Anyone
have
who
no
calls himself
opinion.
playoff P and doesn't show up in the playoffs is a dumbass to me.
Yeah,
No way.
I'm in a bidding war for Maxey. I think I'm going to bow out at $36. That's probably good.
That's probably about right.
Projected 30, average 30.6.
Mm.
Got to
Oh,
give
I-
little inflation for the deep league though. Ja. So nobody wants Donovan.
9 games. 9 games.
We're like 30 players in, and nobody's nominated Donovan.
Well, he's kind of a 1 or 2 trick pony, right? He doesn't. Does he get you defense stats? Does he
Not
get you
really.
rebounds? Not really.
He doesn't
right?
get you as many assists as you would think.
Yeah,
He's
he's just
more-
a scorer.
Yeah.
That's all he is.
I just my
I
one
like him. I don't know if he's a good fantasy guy or a great fantasy guy.
my one complaint about Yahoo is don't tell me he got 381 assists. Tell me per game.
Per game.
I
You can't change that screen, huh?
No, you can't, and it's like that means nothing to me. I have to do math like he played 68 games divided
Well,
by three.
guess what? I could do John Morant's assists per game.
Well, yeah, because it's 9, so that's probably
8.
No, I mean like 9 games. Like
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm making fun of him.
Yeah.
I can do all his math in my head.
yeah. Well, at
A
least
whopping
John
9
can-
games. Well, how many strip clubs did he go to? More than 9, right?
Oh, way more than 9.
Yeah. How many guns did he carry? More than 9?
Well, he had less than 9 gun videos that leaked.
Oh,
So
okay.
his gun video to game played is not too
I
bad.
always thought GP was guns portrayed. I'm sorry.
He went for 30, which if he's healthy is a steal, but you never know with him. Scotty Barnes, who I believe I had him last season. I think
Was that another
yeah,
injury guy?
Yeah, he was another guy that went down, so that was fun.
I think if you see anyone in the 60s, like in games played, that's kind of a clue that more than likely that guy went down at the end of the year.
Yeah. For Jay's play.
Not during the year. I'm saying end of the year.
End of the year for Jay's fantasy team.
Yep. So what's in the money? First 3?
Yes, top 3.
And you finished 3rd?
Well, I finished 3rd regular season. I only made it to
Oh.
I made it to the second round, and then I had 6 guys get injured, so I got stomped in the second round, and I think another guy or 2 got injured for the 3rd place game. So I was down like 7-8 guys, and I lost the 3rd place game too.
12 roster spots here?
13.
13.
Scotty went for 39. Here's Dame. People are avoiding Donovan like the plague.
I honestly like Dame better than Donovan.
Dame's, yeah, I like Dame better than Donovan too. Dame puts up
He just
better,
gets you more things. He gets you the threes. He gets you the
much better
points.
better free throw. He's crazy on 91% free throws.
Yep.
92.
92 last year.
Yeah, he'll get you more assists. Not crazy on the steals or blocks, but
No, but all the offensive stuff he gets you.
yeah. 31.
I think he's going to have a better year than he did last year. And I don't, last year obviously wasn't great, but he had 1,775 points, whatever that means.
Right.
Hold on, let me get my calculator out.
In 73 games. We need like a calculator guy as an intern to crunch some numbers here.
That's right.
We used to have stat guys.
We could do child labor. I've got a kid upstairs. We can just.
We used to have stat guys on this podcast.
Really?
Yeah, we would just have a guy that would chime in with stats while we were talking. It was great.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, we went through a few.
Where'd they go?
Some of them just quit or moved on
You
to
weren't
other
paying
things.
them enough? $0 wasn't enough?
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to crunch for no credit and a lot of work. And being called stat guy, like we didn't even like call them by name. We're just like stat guy. What is this stat? The Dame went for 34. I nominated Triple J.
Yep.
Triple J is going to get a crap load of blocks, but he's also going to miss a crap load of games.
Yeah, that team's going to be a very different team than it was last year.
I had never seen anything like that. I think they had 35 players play for them
Yet
last
they
season.
still won games.
I know. But like 35 players playing for you in one season. That's insane. They had like a whole roster.
There's a
of
guy
G
at a
League
Home
players.
Depot or something, right? Or something
Yeah,
like that.
it was an entire roster of G League players at one point. Everybody got injured.
There you go.
Triple J went for 24.
Donovan Mitchell, finally. You got your wish.
Donovan Mitchell. So Cleveland's going to be a really good regular season team again, and I have no faith they do anything in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, they'll beat up on the bad teams, and then once they start playing a good team, like them in Orlando was like a huge fight.
They just seem like a mentally soft team to me.
Yeah, I don't think they have a go-to. I mean, he's their best player, but they don't have like that guy. you know?
Yeah.
Orlando's no different. I think they're kind of similar teams in different ways, but they'll land the same way.
Orlando is arguably maybe even deeper at this point, and they're younger.
True.
And they just seem like mentally tougher, even though they're younger.
And the brothers, they had a good Olympics.
Yeah. The Wagner brothers.
Yep.
Wagner should be coming up soon.
Which one? Who goes first?
Franz. Donovan
Mo.
went for 39. The other one doesn't even start, right?
I think sometimes, but not always.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When Jonathan Isaac gets injured.
Right.
So he starts a lot,
So-
I guess.
So, are you going to do Ben Simmons? Are you going to put Ben Simmons up there? No?
Yeah, I don't know how risky I want to be with my nominations.
Oh, God.
Kyrie.
It made me so mad that he had such a good playoffs.
He had a very good playoffs, yeah. Until the finals. And then he sucked.
Oh,
It was a
yeah.
very bad finals for him.
well, good. I mean, Boston got their payback on that.
Yeah.
Because he sucked for them so bad.
Yeah, that
Can't
was
stand him.
that was a really disappointing finals.
Who do you hate more, Kyrie Irving or James Harden?
Harden. Don't even
By a
have to
lot?
think about it. Yeah, by a lot. It's not even close for me. Because I don't hate Kyrie's game on the court. It's more just
No,
like
I hate him personally.
Right, he's just a weirdo personally, but like Harden
Yeah.
makes the games difficult to watch.
Yes, that's true. It's not entertaining.
Kyrie went
I'd
for
rather
30.
watch a random bad WNBA game than watch James Harden play basketball. It's
Yeah.
true.
Lowry, another Jays injured fantasy team all-star.
Fun fact: he can skate. He dropped the first puck for the new Utah Hockey Club in the NHL.
Well, isn't that like if you're from Finland, you have to, you just,
That's
at 2 years old, you
I-
learn to ice skate?
I guess you're born with him, right? But it was pretty cool to see like a 7 foot or whatever the heck he's,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
I actually like him. I think he's a good player, good guy, right? Like seems like a good dude.
Yeah, yeah. Utah's another team, though, where I'm like, what? I don't know what they're doing.
They'll be good, and then they'll fizzle out at the end, like they do every year.
It seemed like they needed to make a move, and Ainge was just being so greedy with what he was asking that they stood pat. And now I
Well,
don't
people
know.
are afraid to make deals with him because he always wins.
Well, that and
That's-
that's because he asks for a million things for each player. Like he wanted like multiple firsts for Kessler, and we're like, is he even starting on your team? Like, what are you doing?
Yep. Well, maybe he wants to stockpile more picks this year too.
Lowry went for 29. Dante.
Oh,
I'm gonna be so sad every time I see Minnesota play this season. I really. Oh,
he's gonna be good there too.
guess who bought their wife Dante jersey for the last playoff game of the season last year?
Was it May Jacana?
Yeah.
Mm,
So
Yeah.
that was unfortunate.
yeah,
She's like,
could have waited. It would have been cheaper.
she's like, should I get one? And I was like, yeah, he's part of the Villanova guys. There's no way they're gonna trade
There's
him.
no way they'll trade any of those guys or the one white one.
So Dante projected 3, average 4.9. Knicks fantasy league $14, which might actually
how
not be
many
crazy.
How many of those were spent though when he was a Knick versus when he was a T Wolf? You know what I mean? Like when depends on when the drafts happen. Like did some of these
Oh.
drafts happen as when
It's
he was
possible.
still a Knick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But even
And
as a Knick,
that would have meant he would have been a bench player.
but he broke the Knicks 3-point record. Like if you're focusing on stats, like specific
Yes.
categories.
He's a 3-point beast.
Yeah.
Well, here's one of the Detroit guys that's going to put up a lot of numbers, right?
Yes, Cade, as long as he's healthy. They played 62 games last season, which is a little
Right.
scary.
Well, to be fair to them, even if he's remotely hurt, do you risk hurting him even further?
Well, I hope
know.
not, because I just got him for $30.
There you go.
I'm on the board. I finally
Put it on the
drafted
board.
I had to get somebody. I need a team. It's the last guy to draft anybody.
All right.
Everybody else is
We're
between
waiting.
2 and 5 players. Murray on the Pelicans. Pelicans are another team where it's like on paper they look pretty good, but
They had a good year last year. I mean, it's a matter of can they stay healthy again? And they had a pretty healthy year last year.
yeah.
They should be better when you think about it.
Paul said he would trade LaMelo for Cade and $12.
Can you trade money?
No, that would be funny.
I wonder if that's a setting you can make. I bet you can.
I don't think it is, but that would be funny if you're just like, oh yeah, I drafted too high. Let me trade and get some money back.
Yeah.
Like in draft trades, that would be interesting.
That would make it. That's a lot to keep track of, though.
Yeah, that would be. It's complicated enough right now, but that would be funny.
Yeah.
It's like I overbid on this guy. I'll trade him and throw in $5.
Or if you really wanted someone, and you got sniped.
Yeah. Murray went for 34. We got Mobley now. Mobley, Mr. Good regular season numbers, bad playoff numbers.
Yep. Had a
Mr.
really good regular season last year when he played.
Yeah, but he got completely thrashed by the Knicks 2 years ago.
Yep. Well, that's a bad matchup. I mean, they don't match up well with the Knicks, or they didn't. I mean, the Knicks are a little different now, but
Yeah, but they're arguably even better. Like
better now.
physically, he couldn't handle Randall on offense, but like defensively, he's not going to do anything against OG.
No.
So yeah, they're still
If
not
he's
much
there.
better off.
The problem with the Knicks, I see, is to your point about DiVincenzo. It's a 3-point shooting league. You got rid of your best 3-point shooter.
You did, but
Not great.
they added Bridges, who's around 40%, and
Yeah.
you still have OG and Brunson and
Bridges
Towns.
made him expendable. That's really what it was about.
They have 5 guys that shoot close to 40%: McBride, Towns, Brunson, OG,
Right.
and Bridges. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So this is another one, right? Like if he's healthy, he's gonna fill in a lot of boxes because he's on such a shitty team.
dominating DeAndre Ayton. Mobley went for 31. Ayton projected 18, averaged 12. So
They have maybe the worst coach in the league.
who's their
Maybe.
coach?
Former Nick. Phillips.
Oh, there's so many former Knicks that just were there for like the final season of their career.
No, not Monty Williams. Phillips.
I know. I like forget they're even on the team.
Mhm.
Like guys like Tracy McGrady. It's like I forget they're even.
Oh
on
my
there.
God. Forgot he was.
Mutombo.
Well, Penny Hardaway was a Nick, wasn't he?
Yeah. There's final year of their career. Let's go on the Knicks and stink it up for a paycheck.
Oh, Mutombo, you didn't have to bring him up.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Man,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
Steve Francis.
Ugh.
Ayton's going
Day late, dollar short on those guys.
like a couple
Jason
hundred
Kidd
days.
actually worked out, right? You'd have to say that.
He worked out in the regular season. He lost his gas in the playoffs, and that was a big reason
Yeah.
why the Knicks like faded.
Yeah.
So Ayton went for 20. Jalen Johnson from the Hawks. Gotta say, I don't know much about Johnson.
Well, I was about to say, and I didn't want to embarrass myself, but I'll embarrass myself because so many people listening. This is now we're in the random guy drafting boat. Like, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
I mean, there's still a lot of names that you'll.
No, it's still
recognize.
too early for randos to come up, but
I mean, he's not a rando. He was projected at.
no, but like, there's so many more household names above Jalen Johnson.
Yeah. He's actually ranked 35th, which seems a little high to me.
What rounded pick are we on?
I mean, it's just there's not really. I think third round.
Oh, okay, that's right. There is no rounds and picks because it's auction.
Right. If I look, I think we're technically like.
Yeah,
fourth.
probably the third round if you just kind of count boxes, right? Maybe
Yeah, if we're
fourth.
counting boxes, I think we're just starting the 4th round.
Yeah.
This would be
4
the
times
last
12, 48.
the pick of the 3rd round.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Johnson's going $28. Projected 26, average 22. Hawks are another team that I think they have good players, but they're just not going to be that good.
No, I don't think they're constructed right.
Yeah, which is why they got rid of Murray, but I don't think they fixed that problem.
Nope.
Jimmy Butler, he's still got that emo pickup from last year.
That's the old pick. Yeah, we were making fun of him. That's another team. Like, they should not be as good as they are. It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, that just shows how good Spo is. had that team playing over their head for like 5 straight years.
And you got to give Riley credit too, as much as I don't want
Heat culture.
to. Ugh, gross.
Yeah. Although I
The fact that they have that on their floor is so stupid.
they're really like a cringy team.
They are hateable.
Yeah.
So hateable.
Well, so their fan base. I mean, I've never seen
Because they're fake.
I've never seen an entire fan base leave during a playoff game,
They are the fakest They're worse than LA fans.
and then they are, and they get locked out and try and come back in when they make a comeback. That was the best
Yeah.
thing.
I remember that. Even when I watch like the '90s and those games, like when they actually got through and won,
Mm-hmm.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I still hate them. Like
Yeah.
I think they may be the team I hate the most.
Well, I mean,
Like-
PJ Brown arguably cost the Knicks a championship.
Yeah.
If he doesn't body slam Charlie Ward, that was the Knicks year. That was
Well,
probably
let's
the
think
best
about
team.
it. You want to talk about Knicks who cost the Knicks a championship? John Starks, Charles Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably PJ Brown and then John Starks. Although maybe
Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Reggie. You might even want to say the Knicks coach for not benching Starks at that point.
Nickelodeon's favorite, Josh Giddey.
Butler went for 25. Giddey gets way too much crap for that thing with that woman. Like,
Oh, but it's fun.
it's fun, but like she lied about her age, and then he backed off when he found out. Like, I don't see why everybody's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god."
Maybe because he's a creepy looking dude.
Could be,
Yeah, I don't know.
but like, I don't know. I just feel like he gets too much grief.
He's going to get a lot more playing time in Chicago, I'll tell you that.
Unless Lonzo Ball's healthy. Well, I'm gonna take him for $22.
That's why you were defending him, because you wanted him. I am not drafting the guy who produced all those Nickelodeon shows.
I am banking on Chicago getting a lot of injuries again, and Giddey's been healthy so far in his career.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
the land of like nowhere, Chicago. It's
Yeah, they're
like
another
bad
one.
ownership too.
They didn't go as all in on nobody's like Washington did. They were like, if everybody's healthy, we're going to be awesome, and then like nobody was healthy.
Right. I love De'Aaron Fox. He's such a good player.
Yeah, Fox is good.
I wanted the Knicks to get him back when in that draft, and
You think Sacramento's going to be good this year?
I think they'll be better than they were last year because I think they were overhyped from the year before,
Mm-hmm.
and they were kind of disappointing. I think they'll kind of be somewhere in between 2 years ago and last year, like in that range.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll be good because no one has expectations for them.
So
Where they came in, right? Remember they almost beat Golden State 2 years ago. And,
yeah.
You know,
I think they're going to be good. I think they're
I think
one of the better teams in the West. There's just nobody's talking
Yep.
about them.
Yeah, especially with the Clippers falling down. You know, that's another team they'll get some wins from them in the Pacific. Ugh, Bam Adebayo. Ugh,
So dirty.
fucking Heat.
So my backcourt is Cunningham, Giddey, and Fox. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's not bad. So out of all the teams that the Knicks play, right?
Yeah.
Just even take the players away. I still think the Heat are the team I hate the most. Even more than Philly, more than Boston.
I got to go with Philly just because all that shit Embiid did in the playoffs last year.
You put Phil on the today barometer.
Yes, just because, historically, it's definitely Miami.
Then
But,
Indiana.
And-
Indiana's
and-
up there
yeah.
too now, by the way.
Yeah, it would have to be Miami. Historically, Miami, then Indiana, then probably the Lakers. I'm just really bitter about that Sacramento series in 2002, and I'm never going to get over that because that was like my favorite non-Knicks team like ever. And
Yeah.
I just feel like they got.
See, my favorite non-Knicks team was the team where Steve Nash got checked into the scorers table by the Spurs.
That was my second favorite team. The the 05 Suns or the 06 Suns.
the Suns that would blow everybody out.
Yes. Yeah. They had 2 years in a row. They had the 1 year where Joe Johnson broke his face, and then
Yeah.
the next year was the Steve Nash check. Like 2 years in a row, they could have gone. Actually, my favorite non-Knicks teams were 3 years in a row. It was like the Kings and then the two Suns teams.
Yep.
Bam went for
Zion,
20.
70 games was a major, major shock last year.
It was. It was. Yahoo is
And the
projecting
fact that
63.
he was motivated, because if you remember in the play-in tournament, he was fat and slow, and then
Yeah.
he just picked it up.
Yeah, he got in shape during the season before our eyes. So Bam went for 24. Zion went for 25.
That's low for Zion, in my opinion.
It's such an injury risk. I know he played 70.
know.
Do you even expect him to do that again? I don't.
I don't know. The history will tell you no.
Yeah. I'm not taking it. I wouldn't have touched him for more than like $20, just based on his injury history. Although he looks like he lost a lot of weight and he's going into the season healthy, which
That's a difference.
yeah.
So do we think the play-in tournament's going to matter more than it did last year?
As far
We
as
kind of got used to it, right? And most of us do remember the Lakers, believe it or not, won that thing, right? But
oh, the in-season tournament.
I'm sorry, the in-season tournament.
Oh,
My
no.
bad.
The in-season tournament's still the stupidest thing ever.
Okay.
The play-in tournament I've grown to like.
I like the play-in tournament. I'm sorry, I like the play-in. I meant the in-season though. That's what I was referring to.
I will never like the in-season tournament ever. It's so stupid. It's so dumb.
But it does affect the stats because there will be guys that will try harder.
Except that the
Especially those
finals,
guys that want money.
But the finals game didn't count for stats.
That's right. But the other games that led up to it did.
Yeah, so it's just ridiculous. So Jalen Williams went for 30. Paolo was
Here's your Banchero.
he was my last man standing in fantasy last year.
He's their best player, obviously, but in
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah, definitely. Do you think he's gonna have a better? He'll probably have a better season.
They
than
may
this
be the
year.
Sacramento of this year, by the way. They might.
Mm.
Like where they take a step back before they go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one expected what they did last year. Like that came out of nowhere. Let's be real.
Yeah, definitely. And the East is the top teams all got better except for Cleveland, but they were still good.
Yeah. The top teams got better, but the bottom teams didn't really improve.
Right. Yeah, I think the East is probably like the top 6 are legit really good.
Yep.
I got
Banchero for 34.
Yeah, I got outbid on Banchero. I went up to 32.
So is Jaylen Brown a 40s guy? Or is he going to be in the 30s?
30s. We're done with 40s, I think. Also because a lot of teams...
I'd love to be done with the 40s. I hate it since I've turned 40. Oh, you meant dollars.
Well, also, like, most of the teams in the league are, like, out of money now.
Oh, that's true. Well, there's always that one team that's, like, scrapping for pennies under the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a team like you that's, like, going to lap up people at the end.
Yeah. Like, Jaylen Brown is going for 35, which, again, I bid him up to 30. A little too rich for my blood. Who's bidding on Kawhi? I don't even know if I have the balls to nominate him.
I don't think he would get nominated. Do you?
Yeah, somebody's... I mean...
When does he do back?
It's not definite. So 11 out of the 14 teams bid on Jaylen Brown that round. He went up to 36.
He's a good player.
He is. I mean, I always thought he played
They've got
better.
3 or 4 guys that are very, very, very valuable.
To me, he plays better in the playoffs than Tatum.
Oh, here we go. Another Nick.
Bridges.
Which we have no idea how he's going to be on this team. I mean, we
No
know he's
clue.
going to be good, but, like, how good?
No clue. Apparently, he's not happy with his three-point shot, the way he has a hitch in it. And he shot terrible in the preseason, but overall, he shot like 40% from 3 last season. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
On a
what the
team
deal
that
is.
didn't matter.
Yeah. But, I mean, career-wise, he's shooting pretty good.
I mean, there might have been a game we saw that he did pretty well.
Projected 16, average 16, Knicks League 23. So now we're getting to the end of like the stars I think are done.
Potential all-stars.
Yeah.
Oh, you asked for it. You got it.
Kawhi. We'll see.
$3? 10.
Yeah.
We're already up to 10.
Yeah.
So that's a stay away from me.
Projected 22, average 21. I don't know.
Well, That was before he just got hurt. Well, he was just announced. He didn't just get hurt. He was just announced that,
Oh, like
he's out.
yesterday. Yeah, that's true. The fantasy.
So
leagues
you
are-
can't go on that.
Still, I mean, he puts up good numbers when he's healthy.
Yeah, he's an amazing player when he's there, and he's never there.
I'm just saying that to people in the league. Bit him up.
the
I wouldn't touch him for more than like $12.
last time he meant anything to the NBA was Toronto. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, his whole stint in Cleveland. I can't believe they re-upped him. Like, that's insane to me.
He did Toronto dirty. He should have stayed there. Probably would have been better off.
You could say he did them dirty, but they got a championship. I'd be
They
happy.
got a ring.
If
He
the
got
Knicks
them
had
ring.
a guy for one season and they won the championship that year, I'd be like, whatever. Like,
Yeah, no, I hear
I'll
you.
take it. Like, if Towns left after the Knicks win a championship this season, I'd be like, fine, go.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
You did your job. Kawhi. Also, like, if he stayed in Toronto, he would have just been injured.
Yeah.
He
Well,
actually did
I
them a
think
favor, arguably.
He kind of did San Antonio dirty, too, when you think about it.
Well, he definitely did San Antonio dirty.
He's another weirdo.
Yeah.
Who's weirder, him or Durant?
Hmm.
They're both very weird.
Yeah, it's close. Because, I mean, Durant will, like, get into Twitter arguments with people with 30 followers. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Kawhi went for 19. Now we got Gobert.
So you want me to skew the podcast to someone who's over 70? You know who I got into a little Twitter debate with today?
Mm-hmm.
John Bowser Bauman, if you know who that is.
I do not.
All right. He was a big 70s guy. He was in a band.
Bowser Bauman?
Yes, John Bowser Bauman. He was in. Hold on, I can't think of the name of the band. It was a cover, like a 50s cover band that was very big in the 70s. Even at its Saturday morning TV show.
Wow.
Oh my God, he used to be on game shows a lot. And he's a big blue guy. And he was defending Kamala Harris a lot. I'm not trying to get political here.
Oh, when you said blue guy, I was thinking like Blue Man Group.
No. Oh my God, what was the Shana Na?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I was just being kind of devil's advocate a little bit. I think they both suck. And I said, what's so great about her? She seems pretty stupid. So
He didn't
there
like
you
that.
go. So Franz Wagner.
Yeah, I got Gobert for 17.
That's probably a bargain for the blocks and the rebounds.
That's what I think. I mean, got a block specialist for 17. I'll take that.
You think people are turned off because he's a fucking weirdo too? And he kind of tailed off at the end of the last year?
I just think people.
He had a shitty playoffs.
I just think people blew their load already, and they have to be a little more conservative with the bidding.
Mm.
I have the third most money now. Although I only have 4 players, so although I'm ahead of a few. There's 3 guys with 2 players. So
Here's a person who could have a comeback year.
Bane,
Yeah.
Wagner went for
2
21.
years ago. Amazing year.
Yeah. He was All-Star, right?
Yep. Arguably, maybe their best player. Morant, obviously, you would say is probably their best player, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bane was really good.
I mean, this team could be top 4 in the West, or it could be completely fucked up.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, they could be a playing team or they could have home court. It's like I don't know what they are. I don't know who's going to be healthy. I don't know who's going to be playing. Like,
Right.
It's a weird team.
What's the line? Like, what are the matched lineups that they're going to do? Like, what makes sense?
Yeah.
'Cause they haven't played as a unit that much.
I just got outbid for $22. There's still a bunch of good guys that are up. Derek White just got nominated.
Well, one of the 3 over there.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer Holiday is going to be good or Horford. So, like, Well, the Celtics are really good, and they'll be good
Holiday
this
should
year.
be going like this. It should be going down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer. The Celtics will obviously be good this year, but I don't know how much longer they're like. I don't think we're.
This is probably their last year where they really could go all in on this thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like dynasty. Like seems
No,
seems
because
like the window's going to shut pretty quick.
their role players are too old.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Although
core
those,
is still young enough, like White, Brown, and Tatum, but
yeah, I mean those are the easier positions to fill as the role players, but they're capped out and they're
Porzingis was very important to them last year,
yeah, yeah.
and they'll survive a half a year or whatever without him. But
Yeah, I mean they even survived the conference finals, although it was the Pacers.
hey, every minute he gave them, even in the finals, was important. He had
Yeah.
that one game where it mattered.
Somebody just said "you stupid" in the chat. I don't know. I have no idea what the context was for that.
Was it my Bowser Bauman stuff? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it was getting Gobert for 17. I think that was smart. Derek White I got him for 24. I got to stop drafting guards, or I'm gonna completely screw up my roster.
It's Restream Bot. Is that a bot?
I don't know. No, it says Knicks 411 to me. Jalen Duran. Didn't the Knicks have him for like 35 seconds on draft night?
Maybe
During that insane, like, what the hell is happening?
What is going on thing?
Yeah. Yeah, he's up for 17. 18. I don't know.
I forgot my Twitch login because I want to reply to that.
What's my favorite team so far? Brooklyn Adrian asks. Actually, that other comment was on Twitter, if you want to see it. But favorite team as far as the fantasy or as far as in the NBA? If you're going fantasy, I'm going to say my team. So Jalen Duran went for 19. Randall, he's going to go way higher than projected because it's a Knicks league. It's projected 16, average 11. He's up to 14 already. I think he's going to put up big numbers. I also wasn't expecting him to be healthy for the beginning of the season. He already played.
Right.
So back earlier than anybody expected, I think. I mean, his field goal percentage isn't great. He gets a bunch of turnovers. But he's probably second option on offense. Well,
He was at the game, the WNBA game last night, supporting the local team. Give him credit. He's trying to embrace it.
I just got him for 18.
I know his wife was not happy about the trade. She was not thrilled.
Yeah, I don't think he was either. Like,
No, I think he liked it here. He opened a school like a day before, right? Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy. He opened like a charter school in Brooklyn or something, and then it's like, okay, you're traded.
Yeah.
And I think it was with who was it? Like a Hall of Fame ex-Nick from the '70s, not Frazier. Was it Earl Monroe? I think he was doing it with. Anyway.
Possibly, yeah.
Devin Vassell. So he might be better now that Chris Paul's there. You know, put him in the right role.
Yeah, yeah. He was also part of Jay's fantasy injured All-Stars last season.
You should name your team that.
I named my team the Brunson Burners. Vassell went for 13, which is it's good value if he plays. Played 68 games last season, not the most important ones.
Well, that's not a playoff team yet.
No, I mean Wemby's really good, but they got some work to do.
Yep.
So who is going to go up? I got to nominate next after this guy.
Nominated Wizard.
Colin Sexton. You have any Wizards been nominated yet?
I don't think so.
I could do that. I mean, Wizards still got some. They have to have somebody putting up numbers, right?
Someone's got to score the basketball, as they say.
Colin Sexton. Sexton was like hyped so much, and then now nobody talks about him.
Well, when he was on Cleveland, he was good.
Yeah. He went for 11. I'm
I
going
actually
to
liked it when he
nominate
was on
a
Cleveland, to be
wizard.
honest.
There you go. Nominated a wizard, Jordan Poole. I mean, he's going to put
He's
up
so
points.
bad. I know, but he's such a dumb player.
His field goal percentage is so bad.
He
40
takes awful shot. Like maybe the
41%.
worst shot. Maybe the worst shot taker in the league. Maybe.
Yeah, 41% is insane. Like
Still,
that's
Draymond Green probably shouldn't have punched him.
no, definitely. I mean,
I think that was the turning point.
it was It messed up the locker room and destroyed it.
If you ever did a documentary on the Warriors,
Yeah. I don't want to see documentaries on these winning teams. I want to see documentaries on teams that should have been really good but weren't. Like, what the hell happened? Like that
Right.
jail Blazers team that was stacked like 13 deep and didn't do anything.
yep.
Poole went
With
for
the Scottie
6.
Pippen Trailblazers, you mean? Or
Yeah,
later than
the
that?
one that had like Stacey Augmon as like the 13th man and like a really young Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal. Yeah.
Like rookie Jermaine O'Neal and yeah. Jordan Poole went for 16. Miles Turner, so played 77 games last season, and Yahoo thinks that he's going to play 68 this season. They're just, what are they going to
Are they,
Nancy
like-
Kerrigan him?
At game 67, they're going to hit him with a lead pipe.
Right. Like, why do they think he's going to miss so many games?
Like, I wonder what algorithms get. Like, he's going to shoot 1/1000th less from the
Right.
field.
He
I just
should-
want to know.
He shot 524, but 523 this season. I just feel it.
I just think it's going to be a down year for him. Like, where does this come from?
I don't know. It's very strange.
This is some guy sitting in an office just shooting dartboard shots.
17 for Turner is probably a decent deal.
Another good playoffs for him.
Siakam.
He was a pain in the ass against the Knicks last year.
Yeah, he was really good. He's getting up there, right? He's 30, 31.
Is he that old?
I think so.
I guess he would be. I mean, he was on the Raptors championship, right?
He is, oh no, he's 29.
Nah, it's not that old.
No,
He looks older than you think.
I feel like he's been around forever.
It seems that way. Yep.
I don't know about he puts up all-star numbers, but like this Pacers team seems pretty well-rounded. Like, I don't
Right.
know.
So it's it's like in fantasy football when you have like a team that has two running backs and they split the chores.
Right.
You don't want either of those running backs because they're not going to get you a lot.
Like the Giants where they had the one guy who ran straight through everybody and the other guy who did like actual plays.
Right.
Siakam went for 20.
The Fro.
Jared Allen.
Tell me he wasn't one of your guys who went down too.
No, I did. I don't think I had him last season.
Because he got hurt at the end, right?
He played 77 games. I don't think he did.
No, maybe I'm thinking the playoffs because he couldn't play in the. I feel
Right,
like he didn't
right.
play at the end of the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, it was real playoffs, not fantasy playoffs. He went.
Yeah,
there.
playoffs.
Yeah, he played
He's
70.
he's a good fantasy guy.
He is. Yeah. He went for 13. That's pretty cheap. I think everybody's now being a little frugal with their money,
Mm.
which I have to start being. I have $55 and I still need 7 players.
That's $8 a guy.
Yeah.
So I just started doing daily fantasy.
Okay.
This year, so it's like you just draft every week, and it's like this. You have only, but you're not drafting against people. You just pick the guys you want
Every week.
every week, but you have a cap, so you have to distribute your dollars.
Oh, I've done that for like a single day, but not a whole week.
That's what I'm saying. Daily fantasy. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's for football.
Uh-huh.
I
I see.
know they have it for basketball, but it's hard. It's
Yeah.
like because then you get down like you pick all your guys, and then you're like in the last 2-3 roster spots, and you're like, I gotta buy like some bargain basement guy that I hope does well.
And if he doesn't, you can't win because
Right.
somebody else is randomly going to strike gold on like some random 8th guy off the bench.
Well, the interesting thing is though, you could have a lot of the same players as the person you're playing.
Yes. Yeah. And I've done single days for NBA a lot. I always happen to
Have you
pick a
ever won?
guy. No, I've won like, $5 on a dollar, but I've never come close to
5-1 ain't bad.
Yeah, but I've never come close to finishing top 10. Like I always pick a guy who has an off night, or some random bench dude that somebody drafted for $1 goes off for like 30 points, and
Right. Here's another one that I think an injury waiting to happen. Again, Jamal Murray.
yeah, Zach LaVine went for 13, Jamal Murray went for 16. We're at the point of the draft where it's like, let's see what happens. Anthony Simons. Is this the first Blazer to be nominated? I think so.
No, Ayton.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Ayton.
Simons was another Jays fantasy injury team all-star last year. There was a lot of them. There was a lot. He went for 13. People weren't high on him. Projected 14, average 6.5. I mean, field goal percentage, 43%.
Yeah, not great.
43 is really bad.
No.
So the highest guy left on the board is Tobias Harris at 53. Who should have a really good season in Detroit, right?
You would think, because, again, it's another team where I don't know I forgot who they got there as a coach, because I know they fired Williams. There you go, Tobias Harris.
I mean, he's going to put up points. I don't know how much of everything else he does, but he's probably going to score close to 20 points a game. He's not going to get you assists.
Nope.
He just went for 11. So it seems like we're in the under 20 range for the draft now.
In the teens.
Yeah. The low teens. Which is good, because I can only average $8 a player, so...
Talking about a guy who's been around forever.
DeRozan.
Although I like him on that team, though.
I do like him on Sacramento. He's a guy who I thought was like done when he went to San Antonio, and then he's been like really good ever
And
since.
resurrected himself a little bit.
Yeah, he had a really good season in Chicago, and he'll probably be good in Sacramento. He doesn't have to do as much in Sacramento.
No. Better cast of characters.
Yeah. He just went for 14. So now the highest ranked player left is there he is, Miles Bridges. Somebody's got to put up numbers in Charlotte, right?
Yep.
Will it be Bridges? I mean, he'll score a lot. Charlotte has like a lot of good pieces, and they just stink. I don't like they're worse than.
It's like a cursed franchise.
Yeah, on paper they look better than they are.
Well, yeah, especially in the GM spot and the ownership spot.
Well, Michael Jordan is the Michael Jordan of bad GMs.
Exactly.
Bridges went for 14. So this is good because the bidding goes up to 10 almost instantly, and nobody can bid more than like 15. So the rounds are going quicker now.
The pace picks up faster.
Yeah.
The nominations are longer, though, because now it's like, oh, God, who do I pick now?
Yeah, you don't want to nominate somebody nobody's going to bid on and then just get screwed.
Yep.
Brandon Miller.
Another Charlotte.
Yep. Miller's probably second best guy in Charlotte now.
When's Zach Edey coming up? I actually think he's going to be good.
Yeah, he's not even ranked yet. I don't even see him on my screen. What is he ranked?
I think they're going to have to play him.
Yeah.
You know? And he'll get you easy points, field goals, rebounds. He gets minutes.
He's ranked 104th.
Well, I mean, he's a rookie, but you're a high pick. You're on a team that's going to play you a lot.
Brandon Miller went for 18. That's the highest we've seen in a while since Siakam at 20.
Now, I will say this about Zach Edey. Like, when I was watching him in college, I was like, this is a college player, not an NBA player, but he seems to be adjusting.
You think he's going to be a Cherokee Parks?
That's what I thought. I don't think he's going to be that bad, though. He looked pretty decent. I know preseason doesn't count, but, he showed that he could play with the big boys a little bit. So.
Yeah, I try not to get too high or low on preseason.
No, you can, but if a rookie at least looks halfway okay,
yeah, I will say, like, Daddy A and Huck Porty are getting me, and Kolick are getting me pretty excited. Tyler Harrow went for 12. Now we got iHeart, who I think is going to put up really good numbers when he's back. But the problem is,
But
you're
you're going to
punting.
have to store him on the bench. Do you have IR spots or no?
Yes, but he takes up a draft spot. So, like,
Right. So you're stowing him away for a later date.
Right.
You're hoping that you make the playoffs and he does something for you.
yeah. So you're using a draft spot, and then you could pick up a guy off the waiver, like
At the end.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there'll always be guys out there, right?
Well, there's usually a dozen guys who, like, 2 weeks into the season, you're like, oh, that wasn't expected. I'll take him.
Right.
So Harrow went for 12. iHeart went for 11. Vucevic. I had Vucevic on my fantasy team for like 5 straight years, and he was awesome. And he stays pretty healthy too.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's not going to blow you away, but he's solid.
Yeah, he'll get you some stuff. Good, like, second tier player.
Yeah, yeah. He went for 11.
Well, we're about in what, the 5th, 6th round now. So when you think about it, we're now going into the bench.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close. Yeah.
There's Drew.
Oh yeah, we are on the bench. Yeah, because the highest ranked player is 63.
Yep.
No,
12 times 5 is 60. Yeah, no, you're on the bench.
it's 30 times 5.
How many teams are there?
30.
There are 30 teams in this league?
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Your bench. I mean, you start 5 guys, or how does it work?
Oh, the bench for fantasy. I thought you meant the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. Fantasy, there's 14 teams and 13 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Holiday went for 12. And we got Garland now. Garland's another guy that I thought was going to be better, and he just kind of...
Garland and Sexton feel like very similar paths, right? Like, I thought they're going to be awesome.
Yeah.
They're good.
We had that one season of the Sexland backcourt. It looks like we're not going to have the Champagne backcourt now that Shamet went down.
Oh, well, he got hurt?
Yeah, he dislocated his shoulder like Randall did, so he wasn't on a guaranteed contract, so they're probably just going to leave that roster spot open. Which maybe will open up time for Kolick, because Kolick has looked...
He's had a great preseason. He had a good summer camp.
I'm excited. He's looking like the real deal.
Yeah.
Again, preseason.
Balkman
has gotten me so paranoid about overhyping guys in the preseason.
Balkman.
Guy was doing like 30 a game in the preseason, and that did nothing in the regular season.
So, here's the team, right? The land of nobody cares, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They're going to have Cam Thomas is going to be a guy who's going to get stuff, right?
Cam Thomas is going to average 30 points a game.
Yep.
He's going to do nothing else, though. Like, they're...
What's their attendance going to be? 8,000?
Yeah, it's going to be half empty.
Nobody's going to care.
Who are you going to see? Like, Cam Thomas is the star, right? Like...
Only the Knicks games, and the Lakers will draw people.
Well, yeah, they do sell a lot because their tickets are cheaper. So, like, any team you want to see, I do that. Like, oh, I want to see the Mavs, I'll go to Brooklyn. Like,
well, the Brooklyn Knicks tickets are ridiculous.
Yeah,
I looked at that earlier.
Yeah, those are ridiculous. But if you want to see, like,
the cheapest way to see the Knicks is Washington, like I was telling you in another conversation.
Yeah, you could literally like fly down there and get.
You could train down there.
Yeah.
It's easy enough.
Yeah, take a train down there, get a hotel, still save money.
Yep.
Cam Thomas went for 10. Brandon Ingram. He was the 5th injured guy on my fantasy team last year. I think they've all been drafted at this point. All my injured players from last season.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's valuable. Sorry.
I originally thought he was going to have a better career than Simmons, and it was looking rough for a few years. And,
well, not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. He went for 14.
Simmons.
14 for Ingram is pretty good.
That's what I was going to say. I thought he was pretty valuable. Surprised you didn't go after him.
I have to be. I can only average like $8 a player. So if I'm going up to 14, that brings my average down to like 6. So I gotta be a little conservative here. I'm not used to
I find
this.
Michael Porter to be a weird player. Can't put my finger on him.
Yeah, back surgery and then like a borderline all-star season, and then like
Yeah.
he went for 11.
It's amazing. Like Denver, like, championship team, near championship team. Now everyone's writing them off.
I mean, they're just so thin now.
They didn't replace anybody they lost.
You're expecting like Braun to be like
Yep.
borderline all-star. It's
Yep.
I don't know. It's Jokic.
It's a lot to ask.
Yeah, Jokic is really good, but like Murray's gonna have to be an all-star again. That's what it comes down to.
You're asking a lot there.
Yeah.
And when does Jokic stop caring? Because he gives off that feel like, I'm going to retire probably sooner than you think.
Right.
Because I like my horses. I didn't care about winning the championship so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I wonder if he really didn't. He's just being a wise ass because he's a funny guy.
He's funny, but I really feel like he would not mind just taking care of his horses in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
He seems like he seems like he feels about the NBA like we feel about our like finance jobs. Like,
yeah, we might be good at them, but we don't care.
Right. It pays the bills, but if I could quit tomorrow, I would. Like,
I would. Yep. Yeah, like if you offered me voluntary retirement tomorrow, I would take it. That's him in basketball. Like,
yeah.
Such a great talent, doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Claxton went for 12. I think that's good value.
Yep.
I mean, somebody's got to do something in Brooklyn, right? like,
well, and here's your possible third or fourth option on the Lakers.
yeah, Russell.
Yep.
Is he the fourth option or is he like the second option?
Well, you don't count Davis and LeBron?
Well, okay. Third option when they're healthy.
Yeah.
First or second option when they like take 2 weeks off for no reason to go to Germany for their blood infusion or whatever. Yeah, he went for 11. I think that's good value. This is the good value section, and I kind of went a little. I mean, I didn't pay more than $34 for anybody, and that was Fox, which I think is good.
Yeah.
But I took a bunch of guys, and now I'm like,
So is it bad that I was happy for Kristaps that he won last year?
nah, I mean, he admitted that he kind of mishandled the Knicks situation, and he felt bad about it. So, like,
Yeah.
you said you're sorry. Like, what, you're just going to hate the guy forever? It's not like Embiid was like, I don't get what I did wrong. I just purposely injured your center and derailed the entire team. But, like,
I don't think he's pure evil.
Right. I think he was young, and I think he got bad advice, and,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now, speaking of pure evil, I think
Draymond.
he's pure evil.
Yeah. Kristaps went for 6, which, again, we don't know when he's going to be back. Like, you're probably sitting him till January.
By the way, I hate when they bring him out inside the NBA. I hate it.
ESPN is just, like, unwatchable now.
No, I know, but my point is they bring him on TNT. He has a TNT deal.
Yeah, he's really bad on that, too.
Awful. I hope they keep that together somehow after this year. They have to.
I want him to keep it together without Shaq. I don't like Shaq on it.
All right, I agree with you, but if it takes Shaq to be there to keep it together, I'd rather that than the alternative.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, you and I agree on Shaq. I'll make fun of Shaq every 5 minutes. He's stupid and not funny, and it was better when he wasn't there.
Yeah, he's supposed to be there for the comic relief, but really he just says nasty things to Charles, and it's not funny, and he mumbles.
And he doesn't know anything about the league.
He doesn't watch any regular season games, and you could tell.
Yep, not prepared. He just shows up.
He shows up and he mumbles, and that's it. And he's like,
shows up, mumbles, and pitches one of his 8,000 piece of shit products.
Right. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yep.
Let's see. Green went for 5, Nurkic went for 11, and now we got Kessler for 7. That's not bad. Kessler for 7.
No.
It's just like, I don't know who in Utah is going to be good. Like, Kessler was worth more than 7 like last year, but now they're like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Utah's a weird situation.
Yeah.
Trying to see all the budgets. Is there one team that only has $4?
$5. Yeah. He needs 5 players and he's got $5. Oh, he's not here, so he's doing auto draft.
Auto draft.
And the other guy needs 7 spots with $12. That's
I'm surprised auto draft is. I mean, I guess it's your preferences, but is that
it'll bid up to
crazy with the money?
It'll bid up to the projected rank. So McCollum's projected at 5. It'll bid up to 5.
It won't go over.
Right. The problem is
you can't say I want to go over.
You could you could change the pre-draft ranking.
Oh, I see.
I could have gone on yesterday and put McCollum up for 12.
Oh, gotcha.
The problem is if you don't do that and you got a guy who's like, like Kawhi who's out and it auto bids up to $25.
You just burned $25 on a guy that's not worth it.
Right. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what those teams have.
So you got what, 2 auto draft teams? Is that what?
Yeah, only
3?
2, which is not bad.
2.
Now 3, but
Yeah.
I think he just went. I think some of these guys, we have some overseas people, so I think they get who they want and then they leave because it's like 2 a.m. there.
Gotcha.
So we had McCollum for 5, Kobe White for 6. Austin Reeves is up, and he is up for 5 right now. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Austin Reeves. I guess he'll be...
Yeah, I guess he might be their third option. Depends on how LeBron's feeling.
Yeah.
And, like, who he wants to pass to.
Right. It's like Austin Reeves is open, and he just throws it to his son instead.
How many minutes do you think his son's going to get this year?
200. And probably, like...
200 total? So
yeah.
3 minutes a game, so like a lot of garbage time, and that's it?
Right. Also, like, a lot of that's probably not even going to be deserved.
Well, that's right. Of the 200, how much are Nepo minutes?
Yeah, probably 150 of those.
Nope, 200.
200. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have even been drafted.
Exactly.
Austin Reeves went for 6.
I like Brooke. I still think he's valuable. I don't know how old he is now at this point, but
he's old. I mean,
he had a good year last year.
He did.
At his age, playing 79 games and putting up those numbers.
He is 35 right now.
35, big center, lot of playoff miles.
He just went for 9. Yeah, I mean, he did a complete resurgence on his career
after he left the Nets.
Yeah, everyone thought he was like pretty much done, and then he's like, oh, I could shoot 3-pointers now.
Yep. Yeah, it totally changed his game.
Yeah.
Zubats. The Clippers.
The bidding war for Zubats is higher than I expected it to be.
I kind of feel bad for Ballmer because I think he really wants to win so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so hyper-focused on that building, he forgot about his team.
Yeah.
Or not him personally, but...
Jesus, guys. I wanted Zubats, and the bidding went up to $13.
13?
I mean, because nobody else is on the Clippers.
Yeah. Well, besides your boy.
Okay. Well, I didn't get Zubats for 13. I have no front court. I have Gobert and Randall. I have the Minnesota front court.
Well, that could be good or bad, depending.
I mean, $18 and $17. That's not bad.
No.
I think that's going to be good value.
Bogdanovich.
Sixth man?
Yep.
I didn't realize he shot that bad. Jesus, 43%.
Yeah, that's pretty low for him.
I was looking at his 3-point. I was like, oh, he hit a lot of threes, and I'm like,
yeah, well, it took a lot probably too.
He took a crap load of shots. Jesus.
I'm trying to see it's hard to see in this window.
There's a lot of information on there. Yeah, I made it as big as
not just that, the budget, what people have left.
Yeah, I know. It's like I made the screen.
The Christy Carlson Romano ad is just taking up too much space. Sorry.
I pretty much made it as big as I could. Yeah, I just made
No,
it
no, it's not your fault.
a tiny bit bigger.
No, I'm not looking at the Zoom window. I'm actually looking at the Twitch.
Let's see. Zach Eady, there you go. They don't even have a picture for him.
Yet they have a projection.
Projection,
Wow.
$1. Average 5.
I'm looking at the stats. It's funny.
And he's been up to
Interesting.
6.
I wonder how good they are at getting these right.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's like checked afterwards to see like how close they were at all.
Like fact checked.
Yeah. It's like
Were you guys really good at your projections?
right. The games played is the one that confounds me the most. Like you just pick 72 out of thin air.
Yeah. He's gonna miss 10 games. Why? I don't know. The Coos.
Zach Eady
There you
went
go.
for
A wizard.
Zach Eady went for 6. Kuzma. Did I have? I had Kuzma either last year or the year before.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Right. I was upset, and then he actually put up good numbers, so I wasn't.
I
Upset.
know. You were like really angry. It was like the theme of the draft. If you
Right.
Go back and listen to that episode. I think you whiffed on or you overinflated your whatever.
Yeah, I think
You know,
I paid too much.
Yeah.
I just bid on him up to 8.
And I think it had to do with alcohol consumption.
Yeah, the problem with doing this is I finished my rum and I'm not drunk, but I also don't want to get up for a second rum because I'll miss some important
Well, I
drafting.
need more vodka in my little Bloody Mary mix here, and I'm not going to do it.
So yeah, this is where we need our wives to come in and like top us off.
No. Because then the kids, well, for you, not for you, but
Yeah.
that opens up the door for the kids to be stupid. So no, I'm not going to do that.
So Kuzma went for 9. I got outbid. Kuminga's
Potential. There's potential there.
there is potential there. I mean, I don't know what Golden State's going to be this year.
I don't think Golden State knows what Golden State's going to be.
I mean, if Wiggins falls off a cliff, like Kuminga's going to be good, right?
Yep. I mean, he's going to get minutes.
He's going to have an opportunity. We'll see if he takes advantage of it.
Yep. Another year under his belt. He's still young when you think about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like a couple years behind schedule, I think.
Yeah.
I just got outbid $7. I could probably
It'll
start
be
bidding. A little
It's
higher.
crazy that Klay Thompson's not there anymore. It's just bizarre.
It's also
But we
crazy.
saw it coming. He had a big pout on his face the last 2 years. You knew he wanted out of there.
Yeah, from what I've heard from behind the scenes, it's like he was like a complete head case last season. So they were kind of
Yeah.
like a little happy to get rid of him.
I think it's the right. It was time. It was time for a divorce.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, people have been waiting for Keegan Murray, I guess. Bidding's going a little high. Kuminga went for 7. Keegan, we were seeing double digits again.
Well, there are a few teams that can afford it.
Yeah,
There's one team with $46, one with 55.
that's me.
That's you.
Yeah, Keegan just went for 10. I clicked a
One
little
with
too late.
49.
I was about to bid 11. I bid a little too late.
It's like eBay. Could have gotten that crappy piece of shit I wanted to buy.
Oh, somebody's friends just left, so they're joining the draft. But unfortunately, they have 5 spots with $5 left. So sorry, Mr. C.
Derek Lively.
So they think he's going to shoot 6% worse, but play a lot more games, according to Yahoo.
Well, I guess what they're saying is more time, more, more misses. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, also 74% for the season's insane. That's like
It is the same.
that's
And
like top
he's-
10 all time.
That was a great pick by them.
Yeah, that was the
Great pick.
that was the pick the Knicks traded, right?
The Knicks traded away. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. $7 for
Yeah.
Lively. Trey Murphy the third, another like mystery Pelican. What is he gonna do?
It's like Mystery Pelican, Mystery Hawk.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, kind of similar-ish teams. It's the mishmash of a bunch of decent guys.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they got McCollum and Zion, Murray. Like, I think they're
Think
going to
about
be.
McCollum, though. He's getting a year older. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's kind of in the because they were together, right, in Portland. He's kind of in that territory.
Yeah, they're gonna be good though. They're a playoff team.
New Orleans for sure.
Yeah. So who do we got? Mark Williams. Trey Murphy just went for 6. We got Mark Williams, who is in a walking boot right now. I believe I had him last season, and he got hurt, and so I picked up his backup, Nick Richards, and then he got hurt. So that was fun.
The thought was there, right? Trail the guy that's going to get hurt.
Yeah. Williams went for 5. There's Clay. Projected
I'm
$1.
telling you, if they're
average
listening to the podcast, that's what's happening. How many listeners do we have, Mitch?
live,
Yeah.
there is
0.0?
44.
44?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. The Last Dance season has upped our numbers.
The guy said, shit, I got Kawhi and Dame.
Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, that was the auto. That was the guy who was on auto draft.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. He got.
I want to see the projections. Like, how do they even fucking know? He's changing teams.
Oh shit! And Beal and Lowry.
Ooh.
Damn.
Maybe we should have put them aside and said don't draft them because you can do that.
You
So,
can. You can.
I know.
What I do
We
is
should have
I lower the value. So if Kawhi was at 20, I'd lower him to 12. So if something
Right.
happens to my connection, I'd be like, okay, I could live with 12.
Right, I'm not going to get pot committed on a guy that sucks.
Right. So Clay went for 4.
Valanciunas. You
Jonas
need a big guy.
played all 82 games last season.
You might want to go in on this one. You need a big guy.
I do. He doesn't put up great numbers though. Although he's on Washington now, right? Who else is
Yep,
there?
that's what I'm saying.
Because they lost
Although
Gafford.
I wouldn't say that otherwise.
Yeah, I got him for $5. I'll take that. I mean, because they lost their center last year.
Right.
Pirtle, he was. Oh, that was the last guy that got injured on my team last season. He was kicking ass and then missed the last 20 games. So I am not going to go for Pirtle this season. I was happy with him when he was healthy, though.
Yeah.
But Toronto's just going to suck again. What do I need? I need a small forward. And then, whatever. Okay.
And then whatever on the bench, right?
Yeah, I need a small forward, a regular forward, and then, bench players. Still some good values out there. We're at the good value portion of the draft. Pirtle went
It's
for
brought
7.
to you by True Value Hardware.
Let's see. Pirtle went for 7. Gafford. Gafford was he was good on Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Dallas is an interesting team. They're they went from no
I
big.
don't know if they're... No
They-
one thought they were going to do that.
Yeah, they had no big men last year, and then they got 2.
Right.
So they reloaded.
Do we think they're going to do that again? I don't think so.
The finals? No, I think it's between Minnesota and OKC.
Yep.
I will take Gafford though.
And by the way, that could be for many years to come.
Yeah.
Like Oklahoma City, they have so much. They're like the Patriots now. They have so much runway of having the same guys,
And they still have 1 million draft picks.
and they still have draft capital.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
insane.
Chris Paul could be a good value off the bench, or fantasy off the bench. I mean,
Yeah. Yahoo's projecting that he'll play the same amount of games as last season, 58.
Probably.
I think that's high.
No, you think he's going to be less?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he plays like 45. And 0 playoffs. Well, they're probably not going to make the playoffs.
They're not making the playoffs.
Gafford went for 7. Gafford went for 8. Paul went for 7. I picked up Gafford. I think it's a center that hits threes.
What is Paul, 39?
He is probably. He is
Maybe 40? He's got to be old.
38.
Okay.
An old 38, though.
Yeah. Talk about Biles, right? I mean, even
Yeah.
early in his career, he was getting deep in the playoffs.
Yeah. Jabari Smith Jr. I don't know. See, the thing is, Houston has so many good young players now. Like, I don't know who's going to.
Who's going to stand out?
Yeah.
Well, Şengün we know, but he's gone already.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to like mess with these guys. I don't know what they're going to do. He could put up 12, he could put up 20. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He just went for 5.
It's a good offense.
So what's my situation? I have 5 spots to fill, and I have $42.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Remember that season I finished? I had like $20 left.
That's bad.
That was bad.
You don't want to leave money. I think again, that was the booze. That might have been the booze.
Yeah, that was also like I just start bidding way too I used my strategy like for way too long. Way too long, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Pelicans don't have a center.
Well, Zion, right?
He's been playing power forward like his whole career.
Yeah. Jalen Suggs for 2.
Wow, we're that low already?
Yep.
Ivy was another guy the Knicks had for 2 seconds, right? Or is that the guy I thought they should have drafted?
No, wasn't he? No. I don't think they had him. Did they?
Maybe he was the guy I wanted them to draft.
Yeah, I don't know if they had him. Or is that the guy they traded for at the end of the last year? Hold on a second.
Suggs went for 2, Ivy went for 1. Are we really at the $1 range already? No.
No, they never had him.
I feel like this draft is going quicker than other drafts.
I'm not sure I would remember. I feel like the drafts take about 3 hours.
Yeah, but like,
right?
I feel like we're gonna be done in 2.5.
Okay. No offense, I'm not complaining because when it gets to the end, it's brutal. It's
yeah.
All right, Bob Smith.
Right. I mean, there's not a lot of teams with money left.
No.
And there's a bunch of spots. There's just gonna be a bunch of dollar guys going soon, I guess.
You still do not have the most money though.
I don't. I think I've
Number 2
managed.
on the hit parade.
I've managed this pretty well, I think. Josh Hart.
Well,
Tyus
probably
Jones
gets a little more minutes this year.
Tyus Jones going for 9 seems like
A little high.
a little high. He was worth 9 in Washington. I don't think he's worth 9 in Phoenix.
I mean, Hart gets you all that defensive and hustle stuff.
He went for 3. The thing is, Hart has a weird fit now. He's not needed to do as much anymore. So I have no idea.
Until people get hurt.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, geez, it's just an injury away.
Hart for 3 is probably good. Probably good value. Kolek. We are definitely a Knicks fantasy league.
Mixing it up.
So projected 0. There's no average, which means no league has ever drafted.
No league really cares.
We are the first league in fantasy history to draft.
Is this going to be a $1 Bob?
It's going to be a $1 Bob.
I refuse to say $1 Drew, even though I just did.
Yeah, well, he went for $1. Well, I think at this point, teams are just like, fuck it, I'll just draft a Nick. Just have a Nick.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, that was going to be a free agent one way or the other, right? Like a dollar buy is like a waiver wire pickup in my mind.
Yeah. Until you
then
realize that there's like a really good player, like deep. Like you scroll all the way down, and you're like, oh shit, this guy was available.
Like a deep 6-man kind of guy, yeah.
Yeah. Because like Wiggins is still
true.
there. Like, I'd still probably rather Wiggins for $1 than Kolek. Although you're probably banking on Kolek taking Payne's spot at some point,
Yep.
which it's possible.
Could be.
Sure.
Shooter for 3.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably going to put up decent numbers in Brooklyn.
Streaky, though, like inconsistent player.
Yeah. Yeah. But,
By the way,
yeah.
poor Herbert Jones. I'm about to make fun, but I had no idea Family Guy had a guy named called Herbert the Pervert. And I couldn't stop laughing the other night when my son told me this.
Oh, isn't that the old man?
Yeah.
He's
Likes the
from
son.
like season 1.
I forgot. Herbert the Pervert.
Do you like popsicles? So in the 90s, I had this thing where I could make iron-on shirts out of any picture you wanted, and
Oh, cool.
I asked my friends what they wanted. We all wanted Family Guy shirts, and this was Family Guy's like first season, so nobody knew what any of it was. And
Sure.
so I got a shirt of the evil monkey that points, and
Yes.
and my friend wanted a Herbert shirt,
Alrighty.
so we were walking around with those shirts.
That's pretty funny. What happened to that machine? That's a cool machine to have. Like a silk screen machine?
Yeah, it was basically like you print it up in a color printer, like on this like iron-on sheet, and then you just
Right.
ironed it onto your shirt, and it lasted for a good amount of time. Like I probably
You
had
know
that
what that
monkey-
reminds me of, and you'll get this reference, I think.
Mm.
I wanted a Kermit the Frog t-shirt. Do you know that?
No, what is that from?
You don't know that sketch from
No,
Sesame Street? It's one of my favorite things.
no, I don't remember. that.
To R.J. Barrett, by the way. Catch us up, and then we'll start going into random stupid topics. But
Okay, I went nuts on Herbert Jones and bid 13. You know how I was saying,
You were a pervert on Herbert.
well, you know how I said the Pelicans have no center. Herb Jones is playing center for them, which is insane. But anyway,
There you go. Well, he actually is a good player. He's a good defensive player.
I didn't have a small forward. He was like the best small forward available, and I still have $29 for 4 spots, so no regrets. Anyway, John Collins went for 3, Barrett went for 4.
4. So as a Muppet, Alex Caruso's next. As a Muppet fan, I'm shocked you don't know this. So
I know. I'm like,
Kermit the Frog on Sesame Street. He wants a T-shirt that says Kermit the Frog, and he keeps going into the store, and the guy who runs a T-shirt store, and he's like, "That's Kermit the Forg. That's Kermit the Groff." So they kept misspelling. His
oh,
name.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've watched that clip 1,000. I actually bought a VHS tape. Probably were in our early 20s just to get that clip because it was so funny.
So in the original Muppet movie, Mel Brooks spells frog F-O-R-G. Did he fuck up his line, or did he do that on purpose?
I wonder if that's a callback to that.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Maybe they were making fun of Mel Brooks for like screwing up the line, and then the editors for not noticing and putting it in the final draft of the
I'm
movie.
going to send you the link for the clip. You watch it after the draft.
Sure. Yeah, I think he just messed up his line. I don't think he did that on purpose. Although it's Mel Brooks, so you don't know.
You don't know.
So I
Still
want,
with us, by the way, which is insane.
and apparently making Spaceballs 2 right now.
How many times have we heard that since 1986?
I know. They're making American Psycho, which the first movie was perfect. So this is like, why would you do
Yeah.
that? Make a movie that needs improvement, not like a perfectly made movie. But it's Lionsgate, who had 3 of the biggest all-time movie flops in history just in the last 60 days.
So there you go.
So Middleton went for 2. Nas Reed, I wanted Nas Reed, but I can't have 3 Minnesota front court guys. So
No, you can't put all your eggs in one basket.
so I just
It's very dangerous.
I just went for he went for 4. I'm gonna nominate Podzimski.
There you go. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, Brandon spelled I-N, which I don't like.
Well, I mean, when you say it, it sounds like that.
Yeah,
Well, no, I'm not going to say it. I'll be careful. I was going to say something.
do I want Pods?
I don't know. Well, you nominated him.
I know. Went up to 4. I was about to bid him up again. Terry Rozier. I believe I believe that Rozier was also on my team last year. And
Another injury.
yeah, I mean, when I say my team got injured, like it got decimated. It was insane. So now I'm like,
So I'm not going to say what I texted you.
no.
I'm not saying it.
Yeah, we'll leave that one off there.
Just in case. But just to get a giggle, it's worth it.
Rozier went for 4. Okay, I have 5 spots left and $24.
It's kind of, you've been hovering around that average. It's shrinking.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I could bully into any player I want.
Outside of one team. Maybe 2.
Well, the other team with 24 only has 1 spot left. Oh yeah, he can go all in on that
The
one.
$41 guy could really get you, though.
Is it $41? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, he needs 6 spots.
True.
Okongwu. Hawks is another team where I'm like, I don't know who's going to be good and who's not.
Nope.
They're such a hard team to read.
But that's where you take your flyers, I guess, right? You know, take a guess.
Yeah, I mean, overall,
For
the
a couple
team's going to
bucks.
stink.
Play-in team, right?
Yeah, they'll be in the play-in with, like, I don't know who else. Yeah, they're, like, solid playing. Jalen Green puts up good numbers, but his field goal percentage is so bad.
It is bad. 42 is not good. Did I read somewhere that some people think that was it someone like the Knicks might be close to a play-in team? That is impossible.
No, they're the second best team, like, clearly.
I mean,
It's
I
stupid.
know it's a Knicks podcast. We're New Yorkers. I'm like the most negative Knicks fan. They're going to be good this year.
Yeah, you have to be, like...
Unless if Brunson goes down, knock him. Like, right? Like, he goes down, it's trouble.
Yeah, but you could say that about Dallas or...
You say that about any
Yeah.
any team's number one guy.
Right.
Bobby Portis. A fan favorite up there, but
Bobby Portis has been really good in Milwaukee.
he actually has improved.
He played
right?
all 82 games last season.
But he's the heart and soul of that team, when you think about it, right? Like, they love that guy.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to bid for Bobby Portis. Why not? All right, I'm done bidding. He's up to $7. Jalen Green went for 4. Portis went for 7.
In the chat, someone said another guy definitely blowing it up this year. I'm not sure who they're referring to.
I think it was Jalen Green. I think he was referring to.
Okay.
I mean, he's going to put up numbers. It's just I don't want to punt field goal percentage.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant. I had him either last year or the year before. He has not
And
been.
it didn't work. And it didn't work out, or it worked out.
He puts up he scores a shitload of points. He doesn't do a ton of other stuff, and he played 54 games last season. So, he was talking about Portis.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Lopez goes down, Portis is starting, so
Yep.
probably a good pick. Grant went for 5. Keontae George, 39% last season. That had to be like top 10 bottom in the league, right?
That's you have to try to be that bad.
I didn't know anybody shot in the 30s, like ever.
Not in this day and age.
I'm
Back in the day, yes.
gonna look it up because that
He's
seems
looking
like,
it up.
That seems like really, really comically low. 2 guys in the whole league shot under 40%. Keontae George and Scoot Henderson, who was on my team last season.
Oh, yeah. What a disappointing rookie campaign. You know what's crazy, though? For an 85% free throw shooter, he shot 39% from the field.
Right. So does
Which
that
tells
mean?
you he's jacking up really awful threes.
Yeah, just really bad shot selection.
Yep.
George went for 6. Some people don't care about field goal percentage, and it shows.
Well, I mean, if you're going to punt on that, you better be going for like the rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, my strategy is usually to like just focus on like 5 categories and just hope I knock it out of the park in all 5.
Yep.
And I feel like turnovers are too hard to guess.
Gauge?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who's a good point guard who handles? Well, actually, yeah, that's hard. It's turnovers per game or per minute.
Turnovers per game.
Hmm.
I mean,
So hold on. If you play a minute, hear me out. And it's going to sound like fantasy dumb.
Mhm.
If you play a minute and don't turn the ball over, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you could cheat that stat, particularly. I
Yeah,
guess.
but then it's a combination. Like the guys who score more points or more assists usually get more
With turnovers.
turnovers. So it's like if
It almost negates itself.
if assists is a category you want to win, you're probably losing turnovers.
Yeah, you're not going to win both of those.
Yeah.
They're paired together.
I seem to be consistently bottom 5 in the league in turnovers like for the last 15 years.
A player just went for $10.
Amen Thompson for 10. Clint went for 4.
It's pretty late for $10 picks, right?
It is, but that means Amen's going to have a good season because Team Monkey Farts is in like the top 3 every single year. So he knows something we don't.
What, for names of teams? Sure. I'll agree with that.
Malik Monk. He had a really good season last year. I think he was a guy I picked up at the end of the season when I had like 7 injured guys. I think
And he helped you out.
Yeah, he was doing good. Who's outbidding me? Who has money? Oh, Team Monkey Farts. Damn you, Team Monkey Farts. Well, now you're out of money. All right? Now you're done.
Is he done with picks, though?
No. He has 3 spots and $6.
Okay.
Now I can bully him. $8. Monk went for 8. Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
Conley is. I thought he was.
Done?
Yeah, I thought he was done. He's been awesome on Minnesota.
No.
He's gonna go for $1, isn't he? I'll take him.
Put him
for
on a
$1.
good team.
I'll take him for $2. I'm probably gonna get him for $2. I think that's good value for $2. He played 76 games last season.
Yep. You got some good free throw shooting out of him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You got him, right?
Yeah.
$2.
My guard rotation's stacked. Front court's a little shaky. Kelly Olynyk. Another. Oh, he was in. No, was he? No, I had him a couple years ago when he was like.
Injury.
I forget what other team he was on. He's been on a different team like every year.
Yeah, pretty much a journeyman. A Gonzaga journeyman.
He just went for $1. Nesmith. He looked good on the Pacers. I feel like I don't want to take any Pacers.
You don't have to root for them.
I know, I really don't. This is probably
Those games are going to be pretty tense, I think, when they play them.
It's probably a bad fantasy strategy, but
No, it's bad fantasy and gambling strategy, right? Like, just because you hate a team doesn't
Right.
mean you don't bet or gamble on them.
I should have put Nesmith up for more. But I'm gonna take a flyer on Denny Avija.
I did make my first NBA bet today. I bet the over on the Suns total. I think they're going to win
Okay,
more than 47 games or whatever I bet.
I would not take that bet.
It's not like I didn't throw the kitchen sink. I threw $10.
Mhm.
So I like doing win totals occasionally. It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Just locks your money up, but it's fun.
yeah.
I'll start gambling soon on basketball, but not yet.
Somebody's fucking with me. $12 for Avija. I don't care. I'm doing it. $14.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I think he won that one. I don't know if I'm gonna go that high.
Well, that's the team that had the money like you did.
Yeah. Projected was 0. Average 2.6. He went for 14. Wow, I can't believe it went that high. Cam Johnson.
The other Cam.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's going to put up numbers.
I think both Cams put up numbers. This one is a little more inconsistent, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's
I'd rather
such a-
watch the Long Island Nets.
Oh, I gotta sort it by like. I did all these pre-draft salaries, and I did.
Are all your pre-rankings starting to die?
Yeah, I still have a few guys up here. Cam Johnson went for 5. Yeah, we're at the. This is definitely gonna end by 9:30. Like most teams are out of money.
My marriage will be better for me. She goes, "You want to go out for dessert tonight?" And I'm like, "It's on the like we have a little board in the kitchen that shows all the things we're supposed to do today." I'm like, "It says podcast. Unless if Russell and Kirsten are doing a podcast, no." It's like, oh, damn.
Matherin just went for $1.
Can't say I know.
He's another pacer.
Yeah.
I think he was. No, I think he had a couple good moments against the Knicks.
Did he?
I think so. Alex Sarr, that was the Washington like number 2 draft pick, right?
That was the number 2 draft pick. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, again, preseason not looking great,
Mm-hmm.
and also Olympics not looking. I think he played in the Olympics, did he? But yeah, that was a questionable pick when they made it.
Can you believe Washington would whiff a draft pick? That's so not like
No, not for nothing. Like the draft was so like not good. They kind of got screwed in the sense like they picked at a spot where, it
Yeah,
wasn't great. There
Yeah.
wasn't much on the board.
true.
But yes, they screwed it up. Probably. And even if this guy is going to be good, that's not an environment to nurture anyone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
say what you will about like how San Antonio is. They're a well-run organization, and they're gonna. You would think that they're gonna develop him, Wemby very well.
yeah.
It's gonna take time.
Sarr
Look how
went,
good he was at the end of the year. It's insane.
Sarr went for $8.
Yeah, it's speculation that he'll have a good year.
Well, one of the 2 teams with money is now out of money.
Yeah, I think you're leading the league now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Although I only have 3 spots left. The other guy with 21 has 4 spots
Yeah,
left.
Starks 2 for 18 is at 21.
Aaron Gordon.
Ron.
Says Sarr for $8. That doesn't seem great.
That seems an overpay.
Like, I just got Aaron Gordon for $2. That seems better.
And you know what he is.
Yeah. Jackson Davis. He might be decent for the Warriors. I don't know.
Again, beyond Curry, and that's about it.
I know.
Who knows?
I know. It's like one of like 10
Well, we know what
guys.
Draymond's going to be. But that doesn't matter. He's not good. I don't like him as a fantasy, but
Yeah. Okay, so I have 2 spots left, so I have to be very careful who I bid on now.
2 at how much money?
25. So I probably
So
missed
you're
it.
going to bid double digits on someone?
I might not even have to. I have to be careful
Yeah.
on who I bid on. Like, who do I even
Right.
want?
Yeah. What do you fill those guys with, right?
Right. Although I feel like Sochan's going to put up good numbers. Somebody has to on Spurs other than Wemby, right?
Yep. I think Vassell and Paul are other 2 guys, but there's
Vassell and
5
Paul
guys
are
on
both,
the team.
Vassell and Paul are both injury prone, though.
Right.
I got outbid it for $4. I need to really think about who I want for my last 2 spots. Taylor Hendricks. 40 games played last season. He's on some sleeper lists.
Hmm.
He went
Wait,
for
you
$1.
did some research?
I did some research.
Oh, look at you. Fancy.
Scoot Henderson, not going for that again.
Nope.
Literally last in the league in field goal percentage.
I think Scoot needs to scoot to the G League.
After I dropped him, he had a few good games, though.
He had like a couple of interesting games at the end of the year. But
Like, literally the game after I dropped him, he had a really good game, and I was like, no, don't do this to me. And then he, like, got bad again.
38%. Ouch.
Yeah, literally last in the league. Like that's so
It's
mad.
not good.
He went for $3.
There's always got to be someone less in the league, I guess.
Yeah, just better when they're not on my fantasy team. Norm Powell.
Norm Powell.
He is going to put up a lot of points on the Clippers.
Yep.
The problem is he doesn't do anything else.
Which doesn't make him very valuable.
Although apparently Yahoo thinks he's going to go up in like every stat.
Well, because he's going to get more time.
Yeah, but they think he's going to play less games and get more assists and rebounds and like, I don't know.
More minutes per game, I guess. Damn hard. Now he was another pain in the ass.
He was. That team was a pain in the ass. I still think the Knicks would have stomped them if they were healthy.
Like that whole team was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the whole team of annoying guys.
Yep.
Yeah, he went for $1.
But like what I would deem as what we thought were scrubby guys were really good.
Yeah.
Here's Wiggins.
Wiggins, yeah, he's going to go for $1, I guess. Well, we're at that section where most people are out of money.
Right.
Apparently I screwed up. Again, remember when I was making fun of myself for having 20? I have 25.
You may have more than 20. But you're podcasting and drafting at the same time. That's hard.
And drinking.
And drinking. And then I'm distracting you with Muppet stories and
Right.
Kelly Oubre.
So I know he doesn't like have crazy numbers, but
Right.
with Paul George and Embiid on the team, like I feel like he's going to be the star of the team like halfway through the season.
I mean,
Well-
you got a good playoffs.
I got him for $1.
Did you?
Yeah. So now I have $24 for one one roster spot. I really
How
screwed
many
up.
picks are left? Like 12 or so?
More than that. 7,
Right.
11, 30. It's like 30 picks
Oh.
left.
30, boy.
But with like,
$34 picks.
but like nobody has money. Yeah, Washington for $1.
Peach.
Monkey farts again. I don't trust this guy. He's gonna pick somebody like.
So not for nothing, on your last pick, you should just drive this thing up to $24 just so you don't have any money left in the table. To mess with the Yahoo averages.
I feel like Melton's a really good pick, but I got Melton for $2. So I
What a
finished.
warrior,
with,
huh?
I finished with $22. Yeah, because I think Melton's gonna like. I don't know. I just think he's gonna put up some really good numbers on that team.
So you're done?
I am done. I feel like
You
I'm
weren't the first one done, were you?
Monkey farts right. Fuck you, Jay. That was revenge for outbidding me. Like 3 different times. Yeah, I'm a little light on the front court though.
Grayson Allen, the biggest bitch in the league.
The winner of the Ted Cruz lookalike contest.
Yeah, another bitch.
I finished with $22. That's really bad.
That's not good.
Thing is, you just don't know when the bidding falls off. It really falls off. Like
It's true.
I started bidding when things were in like the 20s, and it was like 4 players, and then it went down to the teens like immediately. Oh well. Anyway,
And if you got the guys you like, you got the guys you like at the end of the day.
yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about the team. So I ended up with Cunningham, Giddey, Fox, Herb Jones, Randall, Gafford, Gobert, Valanciunas, White, Conley, Gordon, Oubre, and Melton. That's pretty solid.
Yep.
I feel like I am a little light on the front court.
Marcus Smart, only $1.
I don't trust his health.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting year with him if he's healthy and how he fits into all that. Because again, that's a team had a lot of potential.
Yeah. Next year, I think I got to start bidding a little harder. There was a lot of guys where I like stopped bidding at like 15, and I could have went up to like 16 or 17 and probably got
And
it.
maybe have gotten him.
Yeah.
So, what about Jacob Toppin? Can we put him up there? No.
I mean, I would if I could. They don't let you nominate when you're out of players, so you
No,
can't
I
like,
know.
sabotage, which would be funny. It's like somebody has to be stuck with them.
Well, someone nominated themselves Obi.
Trent Jr., I had him on fantasy last year.
And you don't this year for a reason.
Yeah, he shot 42%. Like,
Yeah.
definitely not doing that. We haven't even talked about who's. So Grayson Allen went for $4, Smart went for $1, Toppin went for $1, and Trent just went for $1. I think at this point we could just say who went. I think everybody's going to be $1.
Yeah, you would think so. Based on the budgets.
I think
Just
somebody.
Because you're not going to have a bidding war on anything, really.
Right. There's one team that still has 7 open spots.
7 open spots at what budget?
$9.
All right. It might be a $2 guy. Oh, we got a $2 guy right now.
He has Luca, Duran, Turner, Olenek, and Nemhard. I don't know if I'd feel good about that. Shaden Sharp just went for $2, so we had a little mini bidding war there. What do we got? We got like 20 spots left, and half of them in that one team.
Yep.
Brogdon.
Can you scroll down on the draft? You know what I'm talking about?
There
On
you
the
go.
screen with the boxes?
Yeah, just
Colored
went down.
boxes.
Just went down.
There you go. This way we could see.
Right. See the full rosters.
Yep.
I mean,
There's 2 teams that have a lot of picks to make.
Yeah. There's not a lot of. There's a couple guys left I had my eye on. There's not a lot. Brogdon just went. So I had my eye on Buddy Hield. May or may not be good on the Warriors.
He needed to change the scenery.
Yeah,
He was awful in the playoffs.
he was. But
Awful.
I was like, weren't you good up until the playoffs? Like, what happened?
He was dangerous. So for those scoring at home, I know you love the baseball. The Guardians are winning 1-0, top of the 4th.
I'm so into baseball, I had to ask my friend who the Guardians were.
But we're not allowed to say what they used to be.
So they're up 1-0, you said?
1-0 in the 4th. Still early
And if the Yankees win, they're in the
in the World Series.
almost
Yeah.
said Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Big baseball fan here. Don Smooth.
You're missing out on the Mets, man. They're fun this year.
It's just the sport in general. It's just boring to me.
Yeah, but it's not this year. Like, they're a fun team. Dude, they're embracing Grimace. How can you not like Grimace?
Don Smooth went for 2 and Horford went for 1. Horford, like, he's another one where I'm like, he's got to fall off at some point, right?
At some point, he's got to get just old, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want to say he probably let it all out last year just to get the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to repeat that.
No way.
Also, our Thompson. Detroit's another team, like, somebody might stand out.
They're paying for all those boring good teams they have.
Yeah.
They're like the most boring championships. Ugh.
Well, one. They won once.
Did he win twice?
No, they made it to the conference finals like 5 years in a row.
Right.
And yeah, they only won once.
I like Ben Wallace and all, but this team's all like the Spurs Pistons finals was like the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really bad. It's like 2 boring teams.
Yeah.
My team is full. That's what it is telling me. Osar Thompson just went, and now
That was my stomach.
Jalen Smith on Chicago. Okay. Interesting. Drummond is still there. KCP.
KCP.
That's probably a sneaky good pick. Right?
Yep. He's going to get you some threes.
Also, really bad for Denver, right?
Yep.
I really think Denver is way too light this year. I second rounds maybe.
He was weird with Denver last year, though. Like, especially the playoffs, he was invisible a lot.
He was, but now
Because I remember betting on him and watching him intently because I needed stuff from him.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would just stand around and they wouldn't even get near him or his side of the court. It was
Right.
painful.
Yeah, he'd be one of those guys you'd do on like a one-day fantasy league, and he'd put up 2 points, and then the next day you wouldn't pick him, and he'd get 25.
Exactly.
And some guy would, for some reason, pick him the day after, like, tanking. Keon Ellis went for $1. Jonathan Isaac played 58 games last season, which is more than he usually plays. They're projecting 62. Okay. I wouldn't bet on that. I mean, he looks awesome when he plays. It's just... There we go. I was wondering if anybody was going to draft for us.
That's a weird fit. I don't like him in Denver, but
They needed somebody.
yeah, it seems like a downgrade to me.
Over KCP?
Over any of the guys they've lost over the last 3 or 4 years.
Bruce
2 or 3
Brown.
years.
I don't think anybody drafted Bruce Brown either.
Nope. Not
Interesting.
yet.
Well, we're running out of time. We're down to like the last 10 picks, right?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21.
21, Jesus. Rui.
Rui.
I was like kind of
You're
thinking he
thinking
was I was thinking he was going to be a lot better a couple of years ago. Now I'm kind of just like, yeah, maybe he won't be.
He has moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
He was actually very good in the in-season tournament.
Mm-hmm.
As I remember.
There we go. Ben Simmons.
Oh, God. Is he even going to play?
Apparently he's healthy. Yahoo thinks he's going to go from 15 to 40 games played.
Half a season out of him? That'd be a miracle.
I know, right? I mean, how many...
I mean, I don't want to make fun of mental health, but he's a fucking mental case.
Yeah. How many games? How many? So he hasn't played. 2 years ago, he played 42.
Whoop-de-doo.
Terrence Mann. I took a look at Mann earlier, but I don't think he does a lot of like he doesn't put up a lot of like defensive
Enough
stats.
numbers.
Yeah. Carter Jr. was another guy who looked like he was going to be really good and kind of just flatlined. This is the we'll take a flyer on injury guys because it's only $1 portion of the draft.
Yeah, like it's not going to cost you that much money, and if I have to go on the waiver wire, I could just dump these guys.
Yeah. Nobody wants to pick up Mitch Robinson and wait for him to get healthy, huh?
If he does.
Yeah. I mean, January's a long time to hold on to him.
All right, here's a rookie. That's an interesting choice.
You know, only like 2 or 3 rookies have been drafted this whole draft.
Yeah, well,
Last season there was a lot.
Klingon's the UConn guy. Not so sure as an NBA player. Great UConn player. But
So the other Wagner hasn't been drafted.
okay.
Dylan Brooks. Royce O'Neal gave me some good minutes last season. Philly starter Caleb Martin.
Yeah, from a depth chart perspective, what starters are left?
Jaime Jaquez.
Oh, Hawkes in Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good year last year.
Yeah. Is Lowry starting in Philly?
I don't know, man. He was kind of fizzling at the end of the year there.
Yeah. Well, him or Eric Gordon is probably starting, right? So
Yep.
so two Philly starters aren't drafted. I said Buddy Hield. Struess is a bench player.
Oh, there's your buddy Healed.
Karis LeVert just went. Let's see who else we got. Sixth man of the year, Jordan Clarkson. He's still available.
By the way, did you see who's announcing Nick games? Speaking of sixth man of the year, Jamal Crawford. He'll be doing some games.
Okay.
I like him actually. He's pretty good on TNT.
Can we get an update on money? Well, you should be able to see it, but if you can't, I finished drafting with $22 left, so I screwed up yet again. My teams have been pretty good. I just I'm bad at managing the cap. Somebody else finished with 17, and another guy finished with 14. So at least I wasn't alone, and but I did have the most money left over. And we're gonna.
I actually like Jaime Jaquez. I think he was good last year. Surprised no one took him yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. So we had Heald and McDaniels went.
He's a guy who does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like injuring Randall.
Look who he plays for.
I mean, I also got to blame the NBA for just you could run under a player and get a charge call like they.
Well, they need to stop that shit.
Yeah, it should be.
There he is.
It shouldn't be. Oh, he got position in slow motion and we could barely tell. Like, how is a guy running at full speed supposed to be able to tell?
Right.
It should be a full second.
Here's the downfall of us talking about things. We're helping other teams out.
Every guy we've mentioned has now been nominated.
Yep. There's Jordan Clarkson.
Yep. I guess next will be Drummond or Caleb Martin.
Well, one of my favorites is Philip Drummond. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Mr. D.
Remember when Marvin Bagley's still available? Remember when he was like the number 2 pick?
Yep.
Over Luka? Like, God. That's like an all-timer. And it was dumb at the time, too. It wasn't even like...
Oh, like everyone knew it then.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Well, the most interesting trade over the last few years was the Trey for Luka, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible, but I think they thought that Trey was going to be...
The better fit?
Not as good as Luka, but that other pick. They figured between both things, like, they'd be better. I think that's what they were thinking. They're like, Trey's only slightly worse than Luka, and we also get another first. They didn't know Luka was... I don't know how they didn't. That Luka was not going to be like an all-timer. I mean...
Well, I think some people looked at Luka and said, not the best shape, right? Maybe they were worried about that.
I was pretty confident he was going to be...
I was, but I'm just saying, like, you look at him, he's a little puffy,
I guess, but these are people that get paid money to, like, analyze these things.
Yep, here's Drummond.
Like, they could have paid me $50, and I'd be like, take Luka under all costs.
Yep. Well, people fell in love with Trey in college. That's the thing.
Yeah. So we had Dyson Daniels, Stephen Castle, and Andre Drummond.
Mitch!
Daniels and Castle were on some Draft Steal podcasts.
Here's your Mitch.
Mitch. Yeah, why not for $1? It's also an auto draft, so this guy's probably going to wake up tomorrow and be pissed. Because he doesn't have a player for like 3 months.
Yeah.
They're projecting him to play 58 games, so they're basically saying...
Once he comes back, he's back?
He's going to come back and just never miss a game. Seems a little bold, Yahoo. Seems a little bold.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's just wrong.
That ain't right.
Okay.
All right, we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Reed Shepard. That's another rookie. That seems like a bold pick.
Especially on Houston?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where he's going to get minutes. So we're down to the final 10 picks. So we're going to go like 9:35 on this one. Not too bad.
Nope.
2.5 hours is not bad. One year we had 16 teams, and it just added like a
Oh.
full hour to the draft, and I was like, never again.
Here's the French guy.
Zachary Richer.
Pretty sure this is one of the French guys that was drafted.
Do French just add letters to their names for no reason? Zachary with 2 C's?
Makes them look more sophisticated.
I don't think he's going to play.
It's like a run on rookies here at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just like the wild, maybe I'll get lucky. With my
Peyton
last-
Pritchard's an interesting piece off the bench for Boston.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go earlier. He was on my like if I have $1 left in one pick list. Too bad I had $22 left and no picks.
You could spend $22 on Peyton Pritchard. Right
I should have done that with my last pick. I should have just
That's what I
started.
said to you. You didn't hear me.
I know. I didn't realize. I forgot that you could start the bidding at whatever you want.
This way, at least it looks like you don't have a whole shit ton of money.
Yeah. I can make guys. I managed it perfectly. I ended up with $0.
So this bothers me in gambling when when Denver plays Miami. It's like Jovic. Like
Yeah.
Like, why is Jokic's numbers so low? Oh, it's Jovic.
Struce.
Max Strus. Another douchebag. Ugh.
Well, he learned it from Heat culture.
That is what heat culture is.
He's just going from annoying team to annoying team. He went from Boston to Miami to Cleveland.
Yep.
It's like the trifecta of like douchebag teams. He's got to be on Philly next year just to get it all out of the way. Maybe after that, go on the Pacers. Get them all done.
I still need someone to explain. The deuce is loose.
Deuce.
I need someone to explain to me how Embiid's an American. I just don't understand it.
Right. Or how some of these guys can be like, I'll decide what country I'll play for.
Yeah, what is that like? Isn't it? I mean, shouldn't it be based on literally what citizenship should be?
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
mean, I guess you could have a dual citizenship, but it doesn't seem.
Sure,
I don't know.
but come on.
McBride for $1 might be actually an underrated pick.
You get a lot of threes.
Like 5th last pick in the draft. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially in a Knicks draft.
Yeah. Clowney might be a decent pick too.
What Knicks haven't been drafted?
I don't think anybody that's going to play. I mean, Precious.
That would be one.
Let's see. We had OG. We had Bridges. We had Towns. We had Brunson. We had Hart.
Yep.
We had McBride, and we had Mitch. So that's the top 7 Knicks. So yeah,
Luke Dort.
Lou Dort. Yeah, I guess Precious would be the 8th man, right? So there's no Precious and no campaign. Oh, we had Kolek too. So there was 8 guys.
Kolek was picked. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, 8 Knicks got picked, but not Payne or Precious. Dort went for $1. Grady Dick went for $1. Was that instant? Is it whoever? Oh yeah, I guess we're so low in the
I
draft.
guess we're in auto now. Auto
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah, whoever
I
gets
was like,
picked is
like you said, Grady. I'm like, hold on a second. I just saw Lou Dort get Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin.
No, one more after that.
Yep, one more and then we're done. So if that goes to auto draft, it'd be Tari Eason, who I thought was going to be really good and then didn't do much in Houston. Yeah, Caleb Martin went, and so this is the last one, right?
Yep.
Tari Eason, Royce O'Neal, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, T.J. McConnell, DeAndre Hunter, who gets injured every year. Who's he going to pick? The suspense is killing me. Christian Brown, Nick Richards,
Mr. Irrelevant.
Corey Kispert, Isaiah Stewart. That's about it. Falls off real quick. Yeah, Isaiah Stewart was the last one.
There it is. It's over.
All right. So not bad.
We did
got
it.
2.5 hours. Not bad.
Nope. All right.
Well, thank you for
Draft
joining.
is complete.
Thank you for everybody who sat with us for the last 2.5 hours, and we'll see you this week.
Yeah, this is the last draft of the next podcast.
Yeah, well, the last live draft.
Yeah.
We'll probably keep.
Well, right. Yes, you're going to keep the draft alive, but
Yeah.
broadcast it.
Maybe I'll just do one podcast a year, and it'll be this.
We could do that.
I mean, I have fun doing this draft.
I do too. Just the end is whew.
Yeah, although it went fairly quickly this time.
No, it did. It was not tedious. That's good. I hope it wasn't tedious for the listeners.
Right.
So, all right, Jay.
All right. Let me play that goodbye song, and
Yep.
I'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks for joining.
See you guys later.
Happy